Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't work. It was supposed to like do everything the moment I switched. But anyways, good morning, guys. Good evening, good night, wherever you are. Yo, what up, spaghetti? Okay. So right away, I'm showing the deck list already. Like this is like we're getting started because we have. Well, I have 3 days until. Well, I'm not even sure if we're even allowed to play the stuff because it's not officially released. Because like the product is out here for us, right? But I'm not sure if we're even allowed to even play with the product. Awesome, perfect. Let's go. Thank you, spaghetti. Yeah, let me just play this. Okay, so that's gonna be one of my main concerns. What up, Sir Suave? What up, buddy? Okay, so right away, you see the bottom row, right, and you see Gamma. Okay, so throughout these past few weeks, I've been showing you like combos and what to do, pivot options, and what is essential, what isn't, and what's something that we can utilize. So I'm going to be breaking things down for you so so it can all make sense. Because things that don't seem apparent at first can be questioned, right? Because you don't know the purpose for it or the reason why. Okay, so first and foremost, the top row, this is our consistency, right? This is like the way we can initiate our turn, right? We have our 1-card starters with this Fullspeed and righty driver, which is going to be primarily our best starter because it allows us to play around more hand traps. Assuming that this inner support of the deck resolved, right? Yo, what up, Mateo? What up, BD? What up, the Grim? We will get to that. We will get to the Bystials, okay? But for now, I just want to break things down so we can have an understanding. Because I'm not too sure. I need to double check with my store or with my OTS to see if... Because this is out for us in Australia. Like, we have this. We have the new stuff already. It was released on the 6th. But I'm not sure if we're allowed to use it because it's not allowed in NA, right? So that's what I'm not sure about. So I'll have to double check with that. But if we are, then I'm just prepping for Saturday, which is going to be in 3 days for me, which is local. Okay, so you have your starters, right? You have your main starters because these are the best ones because it allows you to have pivot options. Because if you start with this, usually stardust is your pivot. This is how you extend, assuming these cards get interacted with, which is why you don't typically want to start with this. Okay, you want to start with these guys. You want to start with this preferably. But because this adds consistency to your deck, you still have one as an option. So that's why you're maxing it out. That's where you're maxing out this out. That's where you're maxing out tuning, right? You have foolish to give you access to this because that means that this can be the pivot, assuming this gets interacted with. Because I think with Synchron, the earlier they stop you, I think the better it is for you because that means you can capitalize because you have the extension of start Synchron, right? But the thing is, if this is your starter, you don't really have a pivot, right? You don't really have a way to extend because this was your extension. So that's a problem, right? That's a problem because there's very little things that can pair with this. Because if we're adding an extender that pairs with only starters, but it doesn't pair well with righty or your Fullspeed, that's an inconsistency, which is what we're trying to avoid. Okay, we're trying to avoid that. So with that in mind, we have to figure it out, and that's what this stream is about. Trying to figure out pivot options, trying to figure out ways to be more resilient. Because although our consistency is there, right? Going first, not much of an issue. It's just going second where it's an issue. Yo, what up, Hawez? No. What up, Slimbo? Okay. I understand that Droll is in a format, right? But you can choose to view it that way, right? But it's like saying, what's an example? It's like you're choosing not to play something because it can get ashed, or you're choosing not to play something because you can get Nibiru'd, right? That's still gonna exist no matter what, regardless. But because we have to account for certain things and increase the consistency in which we can efficiently be resilient, right? because the argument you can do, okay, you can be like, okay, you know what? Let's just cut the engages and just max out the ego booster, right? But this one card is way more versatile in the sense that it can get you either of this. If you're missing a non-tuner, it'll give you a non-tuner because that's the next best thing to pair with Stardust, right? You engage, search Stardust, search for your Hornet drones, and you have combo there, right? Compared to just opening up a bunch of ego boosters that this and Stardust doesn't really work unless you open up, you know what I mean? Like the actual extender. Whereas this becomes the extender for Stardust, right? Does that make sense? I understand there are like Droll is a bit of an issue, but I've showed you if you can get the speeder, Droll does not matter. That's the whole point, to make sure that Droll doesn't affect us. So just trying to justify the reason why you shouldn't play this is not, that's not enough. Like I need a better answer. You know what I mean? To actually be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, we can't do this. Of course, like it's something to consider, but that's the purpose of playing Droll in a way where we can use it as a hand trap to stop the Charmies, right? Because if we can play the Droll, then we're fine. If we get Drolled and we have access to speeder, then we're fine. We don't care. You know what I mean? Yo, what up, Jorge? What up, Mango? What up, Hunter? Also, I think the deck can play 40 more. No. That's a misconception, Hoas. You're going to the other side, bro. You're going to the other side. Yo, what up, dude? Yeah, Droll is just not real. Hyper Librarian where? There's just no room for Hyper Librarian at the moment. You know what I mean? Like you could, because like that's what today's about. We're gonna just figure out this next few days. We're just gonna try to figure out the best routes, things to consider, things to disregard, because inevitability it's gonna be there, right? There's some things that we just can't play around, right? Like the example of Imperm Nib. Like, what do we do against Imperm Nib? Like, we can only do so much. It's a game of variance, right? And that's the misconception everyone has, where they're trying to account for every single thing and think it's an absolute where you can counter every single time. No, you have the potential to counter whatever it is that you're having an issue with, or whatever is giving trouble, right? That you have the potential to increase the I guess the frequency in which you can keep doing it over and over again, right? And most people use that consistency towards their engine to be consistent. Because if your deck cannot do what it's intended to do, what's it doing? You're countering a counter that's meant to stop what you're meant to be doing consistently, but you can't do it consistently? That makes no sense. I mean, so that's where all the consistency is going towards that, right? You know what about wait, how much are the engages QCR? Bro, I mean, yeah, yeah, dude, Howes has one of the nicest Synchron decks, bro. Go and check him out. He streams as well. Look at his collection, dude. He has some of the nicest 5Ds support. Oh, it's so nice. You can only do drones without the monster. Yeah, okay, no. So that's the thing. This is telegraphed, right? So we would have to start with this. So let's say, for whatever reason, we don't have access to an extender, and we have access to Stardust. Then, of course, Engage is going to have to search the drones, activate drones, then summon Stardust, right? And then they have to contemplate whether they stop Stardust, right? Because Stardust can search fellows. And once we search fellows, then that's fine, because that means we have an extension with the junk, right? Because I showed you, I showed you guys what you can do if they stop the speeder, right? So that line is sorted, okay? But because Stardust alone doesn't have anything to pair with, because this is meant to be the extender, assuming these cards get interacted with and get stopped, right? Because if they stop this, if they stop your Scrap Warrior, you can't get to fellows, but then Stardust can get to fellows, right? The whole point is to get to fellows as a way to capitalize an early interaction, right? So that's how you would do it. But which is why I'm going, because You can easily just go, okay, you know what, no engage, just max out the ego booster, right? But because that's not really like, you're maximizing the linear objective, which is, okay, protect speeder, right? Summon speeder, then get this. But there are gonna be times where you just want something else other than ego booster, right? And because this card can search either of these three, makes it way more versatile, right? Yo, what up, Sander? What up, Dragon90? What up, Nitro? But on the other hand, increasing the weak point might be a drawback. What do we do if Fellows gets ashed? Then, okay. I'm assuming you have not watched the videos. I showed you the pivot points. Okay, for those of you that have not watched the videos, okay, I told you. If you start with full speed, and they stop full speed, your pivot is going to be tuning, Fellows, or Stardust, or Scrap himself, right? Next step is going to be Scrap Warrior. Assuming you don't have Fellows, right? That's going to be your next best thing, because then your next best thing is going to have to be this. Because then this gets you 2 Fellows, right? Because the whole point is getting to Fellows to get the additional summon, assuming Speeder gets stopped. But depending on where they interact with you, your extender will change. Not too much, but it'll always be this. The way it goes is like this. If they stop righty, your extender would have to be Stardust, or Tuning, or Foolish, right? Or Fellows, right? So that's one bait, because they're gonna want to think like, whoa, this summons they use a normal summon. Okay, how do I interact here? Because you gotta keep in mind, early on they're not gonna know how to interact with this, but that's gonna fade. Eventually they'll catch on and they're gonna understand where to interact with you, right? Which is why I showed you those obscure lines where you do the speederless route, where you can do it in a way where they're expecting speeder to hit, but you're never going speeder, right? If you haven't watched those videos, go watch those videos. Just watch them now, so it can all make sense and they can get caught up. And okay, so and then for full speed, your pivot options are a bit more. You have a bit more pivot options with full speed, because that means you have tuning itself. You have your scrap, because that and scrap gives you to this, right? Then you have Stardust, of course, and then of course Foolish, right? And then once you get to that point, I show you how to insulate the speeder. I show you how to get around in an interaction. So assuming all this resolves and they're waiting for speeder, you're not gonna go speeder. You're not gonna spend all that consistency and then go speeder and get negated. No. We're past that point. Synchron should not lose to one hand trap. If it does, then you're cooked. But that should not happen. That should not happen at all. With the new support, you should not be losing to one hand trap. I showed you how to play around hand traps. If you haven't watched those videos, go watch those videos. I show you step by step. I give you every single insight within that, right? And this is basically for those that have already watched those videos and you're already caught up and you already know where we are. But this is like a little crash course of what I was saying in those videos, okay? Who's new? What up, Yannick? Yo, what up, Mello? Oh, hey, let me hop in, bro. Let's get you to hop in real quick. I'm all right. Overtop members, if you need to link your YouTube and your Discord to gain access to the role, okay? So, yeah. What up, Jordan? The assault mode, yeah, the assault mode stuff is so good, except the bricks, bro. The bricks. So like, I can see people utilizing that engine in a way where it's just like a singular estimate, like a Sam, a singular start of stop mode, right? Because there's so many bricks, but you need at least 2. At the bare minimum, you need 2 assault mode activates, because you need to set one and you need to reveal one. So you, at the very least, at the bare minimum, just you need to play 2, which is where you're like, oh, might as well play a second assault mode Stardust, yeah, Stardust assault mode. Oh man, this is getting kind of fast paced. What about Fenrir with righty XL? Yes. That is, because remember, we're gonna be going over so many engines to consider to pair with these. Because remember, the extender has to pair with these guys. It has to pair with our 1-card starters, because it needs to give us a pivot option, assuming they get interacted with. But remember that it'll vary on when they interact. Sometimes an interaction on this is devastating because you don't have the pivot. Sometimes it's not. Same thing with this. They let it resolve. Okay, now what? And I showed you a line where you can be very obscure, because that's the name of the game within this game. A rogue deck has that as their advantage, because the way a meta player or a meta deck will interact with a rogue player is suboptimal, because they're so conditioned in interacting properly versus the best decks, because they know those best decks and then know what they're capable of. So if a meta player or a meta deck goes up against a rogue player and the caliber of a player that they are isn't fundamentally grounded and established, then they're not going to be able to improvise on technical play, because they don't have the fundamentals to interact, right? So a simple example I can give is like ashing a silent mining, right? Why would you not ash a silent mining? It's such a +1. Like, why wouldn't you do that? It's a simple example, but I'm saying if you don't have the fundamentals of equating certain outcomes, then the meta player will just be interacting at the wrong times, assuming you do not know what the rogue deck player does, right? That's so typical for of a scenario that you see way too often, because they don't know whether to stop this or not. And this is what I'm referring to. I talked about this in the videos where I told you they will get the most, I guess, vague reference of a Synchron deck, and they'll see Speeder, right? And they'll be like, I have to stop Speeder. Okay, I don't interact with anything else, but I showed you how to exploit that, take advantage of that. Because they're going to be thinking to themselves, okay, yeah, my friend at Locos plays this deck, and I know that if I imperm Speeder or negate Speeder, they just pass, right? But I showed you how to get around that, and then that basically takes away that insight, because that insight is the bare minimum that they know, right? You know what up, came on? Someone's brick so hard, so like I don't know if it'll be played. Yeah, no. Okay, so the thing about those decks, the thing about these decks, is that you have to be passionate about them to endure those experiences of bricking and barely making it into top cut at any event, right? Because you have to really appreciate something to endure it. It's like saying, if you don't love something, if you don't have the passion for something, you're going to disregard it and discard it, right? But because you will try time and time again, you will experience the bads and the goods. But eventually, one of you or one of us will get through, right? The likelihood of that happening is very, very low. But the fact that we were able to do so and try to elevate the percentage in which that can happen is what we're trying to do, right? Because most people, or majority of people, don't play rogue for that reason, because it's such a struggle, right? But that's the appeal within these type of decks, because they're expressive. They're not really solved. That's kind of what you're trying to do. Whereas the meta decks, they're kind of solved already because they're inherently better than the rest. They have to be. Otherwise, why would you play the old product? If you can, why would you? Like, no. Why would you play the new product if the old product is better than the new? So there has to be better. So already they're already an advantage, even though they might not be, but they might not be a good player, or they might be a decent player, but because of the deck and how good the deck is and how much power creep it's left the rest of the decks out of the equation, they will just feel far better, right? So they're like, oh, why would I? Yeah, why would you play anything else? What up, MCF? What up, Min? Yeah, sign up minus is a -1. Yeah, it is. It is a -1. No. What up, Kevin? No. I'm not sure if any of you have ordered from Nikija before, but they're the ones that are sponsoring that, because they messaged me, oh, do you want to set up new cards? Because they're aware that I'm a big fan. I'm a big 5Ds fan. So like, they're like, do you want the new cards? Like, oh hell yeah! So they're mailing them to me, but they're not here yet. So I'm hoping they'll be here by this Saturday. So yeah, but I'm not sure if they send me the boxes themselves or just send me the just the new cards themselves. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to expect. So we'll see when I get it. Yeah. See how it is? You see what I mean? Because, dude, that's how it is. Because of course because whenever you pick up a rogue deck, whenever you play a deck like this, you're aware, you know that you're at a disadvantage. But there's something in this. There's something within the belief that you have on a particular deck that you know there's potential there. And if you, because at that time, you've probably invested so much time into that deck that you're like, I can't go back. I've invested so much time, it has to work now. And then maybe, because let me ask you guys this. How many of you can relate? Where you tested a theory, you tested a deck idea, and you met it, and all you want to do is just at least top, whether it be a locals, whether it be regionals, whether it be YCS, it doesn't matter. Any tournament, the goal was to top. Once you've topped, you're like, okay, you can rest now. You can rest, and you can move on to the next deck, or you move on to the next theory, right? Because you fulfilled what you set out to do, and that's how it is, right? Once it's like with Synchron, like once you do it, like for me, for example, once I did it, I was like, okay, I can rest. I did it, you know, that's there now. So you know you fulfilled what you thought could be possible, and that within is always fulfilling, right? Which is why it's fun, you know. But Yoda Master X3, that's so rough. That's so rough, bro. Like, I haven't gone to a locals in so long, but still, with friends. My friends are just really competitive, so I don't mind playing those logic decks. Yeah, but that's good. What up, bro? But see, that's what you want to do, because a lot of these deck building, majority of the deck building process has to be different to what the conventional way is, right? Because we lose to different things, and we have to account for different things, right? It's like it's not really viewed that way though. It's all generalized when deck building, because it's much more simple that way. Because this game is very complicated. It's a complex game. So the last thing you want to do is get a headache on deck building something to a very peculiar point, right? Because you have to account for this, account for that, and at the end be like, what the hell, doesn't matter. Let's just do this. This should be good enough. Let's just put board breakers. This hand trap seems like it's good. I'll just put it in. It's the most prevalent. I'll just put it in as well. But then you're like, well, do I need to play that? Or can I play something else, right? Like, a simple example of using Droll in a way where we stop Charmy. Of course, that's not innovative. People have been doing that. But for us, or for this deck to primarily be doing it and using it that way, that's different. What other deck does that, right? To, like, purposefully playing Droll to stop Charmy, right? Because we all know that it's a possibility to do that. People have done that. They go, Droll, okay, I have Droll, can stop Charmy, and I'd rather have this board than not. But they're not. That's not their initial thought. They just have Droll because it's good within the format or at the time. But we're using it in that way primarily. It's meant to stop Charmy. That we're using it that way because we know that if Charmy's out of the equation, our board is going to be insane. Which is why you see all these engine requirements, right? That's the whole purpose, to ensure that once Speeder resolves, it's outright just like you win basically. And the consistency takes a hit because you do have to play these cards, right? Which is, it seems unnecessary, but once you grasp the concept of why we're playing it and why we need to utilize it, it makes much more sense. It's the same reason why you're playing the Gamma, because Droll is everywhere, as Ha was mentioned. Droll is everywhere. So now what do? This is another way to counter Droll, right? So you have, okay, so in your mind, the first initial thought that you would think is, oh, it's a 50-50 drawing either of this. But I don't view it that way. I view it as, I have 1, 2, 3. 3 ways to stop Droll and 1 brick, right? Of course, you have to categorize that way. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh, well, no, it's only these 2. It's half and half. No. You have these 3 cards to stop Droll, right? You have 3 chances to draw into one of these, and of course, the brick alongside this one, right? But the most obvious thing and the most straightforward thing that someone can say, oh, it's a 50-50, join the gamma and this. But no, I'm categorizing with these. So I'm playing 3 basically. Counter this, right? And then these are way more versatile because these can stop more things, right? This can stop other things. And you're not restricted to the no monsters in the main monster zone situation, you know? Yo, what up, Sonic? Shock that Synchro Overtake and Jet Warrior are no more. No. We're still here. We're still gonna be utilizing those cards. Well, yeah, because this is gonna be another way we play around Droll, right? If we go into full speed Warrior, right, and we get Drolled, and how do we progress? We can't, right? And that's where this comes into play. Where now this will summon the Junk Synchron, and then we have Speeder there. And because of the way we've structured our deck, Droll doesn't matter, because once we resolve Speeder, we can do a full board, right? And that's where we have to do it. And then the Jet Warrior, it's going to be utilized in a different way, right? It's going to be more toolboxy, and I'll show you guys. I'll be showing you guys that later, but. The way we're gonna be using that as Jet Warrior is gonna be a more toolboxy approach where we like 1-for-1 bounce and get stuff out of the way, bait stuff, and then eventually get to our speeder. That's what you want to do, right? Because you can't just go full on speeder and expect it to resolve. No, you have to find ways to bait responses and then go speeder. Do you think chain? What up, Ricardo? Do you think chain blocking with speeder or Doppel works? Duncan mentioned that's what was used by OCG decks at top. Yeah, okay. So Doppel is for those of you who don't know, Doppel was like my first regional win. I this is a while ago. My first Synchron win, a regional win, was with Doppel Warrior. So this guy has a special place in my heart. Because this guy, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. But the issue with Doppel is that in order to unleash his full potential, we have to facilitate it within the extra, right? Otherwise, what good are the tokens if we can't use them to the fullest, right? So you have to restructure the extra deck for Doppel Warrior, right? And because Fellows are the card now, it's a lot easier to enable Doppel Warrior, right? But that's going to be a completely different variant where we have to full on structure the deck around Doppel Warrior, right? Because it's an awesome extender. It just generates so much, right? Because like, if you can find a way to like bait 2 to 3 interactions and then finally go like, okay, last thing, trigger something engrave, reborn it. Maybe it's Stardust, maybe it's Rev, maybe it's Jet. Trigger Doppel and then pop off. Like, but that requires an entire restructure. You need Shaman. You probably need Starham. You know what I mean? So this guy needs the little synchros to synchro climb, whereas this extra deck doesn't really have that. The only one you have is Meadow Marcher, right? But Shaman just makes the biggest difference because you can revive it. And of course, you're going to need to play Converter alongside Doppel Warrior because it allows you to have those little level 2 things with Overtake. Because then Overtake becomes a much better pair with Doppel Warrior because it's so versatile in the sense of what you can do, right? Because now you can get access to your scrap. I showed you guys a combo where if you open up Doppel, no more summon Doppel, go into scrap, and then you play around almost every hand trap, right? But the extra deck has to be restructured. We don't need Jet anymore, yeah. But I don't like the wheel. I know. I don't like the wheel either. I know. But I showed you guys what is possible on the Droll. If you have to Droll yourself to play around the Charmy, what do we? It's so underwhelming. I mean, you get double Omni, you get a board wipe. I mean, that's good, I guess. That's not bad. No, it's not horrible, but we need we need a formidable board to be like, hell no, we don't care. You draw me, I draw myself, and I still get to do something insane, you know? But I understand. I know you don't want to draw this. You don't want to draw this. I get it. I understand it. It's just so sad that Majestic level 11 is more than $20. Oh, what up, Uchisuk? What the hell? Uchisuk? I don't know, bro. I call it Ito. What up, Ito? How much would I have to donate to make a dedicated GTB OTK vid? What the? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you're talking about Junk Warrior Extreme. I was like, oh, what is this? What is that? I thought I was thinking something else. You think about Warrior Extreme? You're talking about this guy. Yeah, so this is gonna be utilized with the cash card, because I showed you how to pivot with. I'm telling you, you have to watch the videos. I did so many videos on this. If you haven't watched this, you go ahead and watch it. But the whole theory was with cash card, right? Is having a way to bait responses, right? So this has to be strictly paired with the righty driver, because you go Fenrir search, right? Summon this, they negate that. Okay, pivot into this. Okay, you go battle phase. You have access to ego booster now. They try to interact with it. You ego booster, protect it. You attack, destroy something. In damage step, you summon out your speeder, which means they can't ash you, and they can't imperm you. They can't. The only way they can stop this is with an Omni Negate or Droplet, right? So you just bypass a lot of interactions there. And once speed resolves, you're fine, because the moment you go to main phase 2, you make Crystal Wing right away, and there goes Nib. So now you build your board main phase 2, right? And that's something you can do. But the OTK aspect of this, I mean, it is possible as well. But what I'm saying is that you have to cut so many things. You're gonna have to cut so many things to facilitate that play, which is I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that. What about Arriving Light? Okay, so Arriving Light is Brick City, right? The pivot options are insane. It makes Stardust an insane pivot option, assuming you play Bystials. Because what you can do is you can initiate your turn with this, right? They'll interact with you along the way. And then, okay, fine. Now, what's the next extension? You go Bystial. Bystial summon Stardust, get Illumination, and you do an insane combo. But at the expense of your consistency, which is something that we're already facing, right? We're like, oh, look at all these. Look at all this. This is all Brixes. Well, mainly these guys. This is dependent. This will vary. This will vary. These are pretty good when you draw them as well. But like these ones, this is Brick City, bro. You do not want to see this. That's 4 bricks that you don't want to see. Which is why the card count is the way it is. What up, Bumpkin? What up, Noctis? Or do you think it's worth running the Mitsurugi? Oh, yes. Okay, so once I get the Mitsu core, that's going to be a variant I'm going to be pushing hard, because I think because I think, okay, so the thing with Synchron, right? If you can find a self-sufficient engine that can be a starter or an extender, that's what Synchron loves. Because keep in mind, before the new support, Synchron was not a self-sufficient deck, right? We didn't have a 1-card anything. But with the new support, we do. Right, with righty and Fullspeed, that's a 1-card combo, right? So they're interchangeable with Mitsu, because Mitsu will bait responses, whether they ash you, whether they bell you, whether they'll interact with the Mitsu stuff, right? So depending on your hand, you initiate your turn in with either route. But what I like is that this card pairs so well, because what do you want to do? What do you want to do when you play a deck? You want to ensure that whatever you're initiating your turn with can force or prompt a response. Because the more they can accumulate their interactions, the worse it gets for you. because that means they're gonna be waiting for the actual choke point, right? So you want to give them this obscurity of interacting at the wrong times. You don't mind if this gets stopped. You don't mind if this gets stopped because you have a pivot option into speeder, right? This is, I showed you guys in the video. If you guys, once again, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It'll make much more sense about. This is something that I'm going to consider because this and scrap is insane. If you open up these two, this will send the Herald, and then the Herald will get you a Habikiri, and then you can either go full Mitsu combo, or you can go into scrap, pivot into Mitsu, or vice versa, right? That's why it's good. Into a board, Mitsu's a lot better because it gives you a board breaking aspect that Pure doesn't really have, right? Like this deck doesn't really have a way to board break, which is concerning, right? Because that means that with an engine, you can't really fulfill what the Mitsu portion is meant to be supplementing, right? You need some form of board breaking capabilities. It's like our main deck, it doesn't have that. Our best thing is going anchor. Like our best way to kind of simplify a board is we hit him with a Droll, we hit him with an Ash, we hit him with a Fua, and then we go engage, get an anchor, and then deal with the last interaction, and then full combo with one card combo, right? That's the ideal scenario, right? But we can't board break like a full-on board, and our engine is not resilient enough to push past a 4 or 5 interactive board, especially when it's like 2-3 spot removals. There's no way. You need board breakers at that point, but that's the whole purpose of these. Centurion isn't an option? No. Because the thing with... Okay, so the thing about Centurion, right? There are some good things about Centurion. Don't get me wrong. There are some pretty cool things you can do. Because the field spell can give you access to a tuner or a non-tuner. Or a level 4 or a level 8. Which is why I like it. So it's versatile in that sense. Because this is your non-tuner, right? So this can be utilized to synchro into a speeder. So for example, let's say you start with righty, okay? They stop righty for whatever they impermit, okay? One thing to note, this is the condition. So even if they negate it with imperm, droplet, veiler, you can still use it as a substitute to make a synchron. It's not an effect, it's a condition. Just be mindful of that. Okay, so let's say that you go, they summon this, and you have a pivot option of stand up, or whether it be Oath. Oath would be good too. Oath can be good as well. But I think Oath makes it so where you can't synchro or get anything. Oh, is it only when it's in a spawn trap zone? Place one for the rest of this turn. Well, you control that card or any card that mentioned. Okay, so yeah, that's a bit weird. So it doesn't work with Oath because even if you get it out of the spawn trap zone, you're still bound by it. But let's say you start with your pivot is stand up, right? You discard a card, whether it be Synchron, whether it be something that you don't mind discarding, and then you place this, your Trudea, right? And then that's speeder there. Or you can go for full Centurion combo, and then eventually go to Gargoyle. Gargoyle will then treat itself as a level 4, right? And then go speeder, right? Which is an option, but once again, it's a big engine. I mean, you would need three field spell. You can put the bare minimum of just one Primera, one Trudea, one Gargoyle, and then one of each of the other cards, right? It's a pivot option. It's something that Adventure Synchron we were trying with Adventure Synchron, where the pivot option was that in case you get Nibiru. Does Killertune work with Synchron? No, because that deck, you would only... Okay, so it can work, but you would only... Okay, so you only mix Synchron with something that can be elevated, or it can elevate Synchron. You don't do something for the sake of doing it just because you want to play Synchron, because then you have to understand that you're just making it infinitely worse, right? You make it infinitely worse. So you're either implementing a sub-engine to make Synchron better, while adding something to the low ceiling of the supplementary engine. Does that make sense? Otherwise, why would you do it? If it's elevating it in a certain way, then yeah, for sure, put it in. But if it's making it worse, then no, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the case. With what I've been testing for OTK, you can run a ton of non-engine, but are just more susceptible to everything. But I feel there's got to be some sort of supplementary engine to help with that. Yeah, so that's the whole purpose of the Sky Striker stuff, right? Because if they don't interact with these guys, all you do is put your JWE or GWE, JWE, X, I don't know, yeah, this guy. You just put it in the MZ and you're protected by Ego Booster, right? Same thing with this. Which brings me to some of the potential side deck, right? The potential side deck, and I'm sure you guys have been seeing this. This guy's here. This guy's just here. Like, oh, what the hell? Yeah. Okay, so we could main deck this. We could play a deck where we main deck this, right? Because what this means is, if this is gonna be an instant interactive magnet. They know that you're gonna get access to Dolphin, and Dolphin checks the Droll, right? This will check the Ash, so why wouldn't they interact there, right? So that means Ash can't stop your fellows, it can't stop your your other cards. But the way I was viewing this is, whenever we go first, you know how you side deck. This is what I'm referring to unconventionally deck building, where if we go first, we have way more outs to their hand traps than they do. Then they have the ability to stop us, right? Because we'll have tactics to bait out something to rip the second hand trap. We have cross out. We have Cobble the Grave. We have Droll itself to stop Charmy, so this doesn't matter. We have Ash to stop. You know what I mean? We have we can hit the Ash. We can bait this, right? Force this out. Go for the Droll them, right? And then pop off from there. But yeah, that's the whole theory behind this. Be just siding into it. Like, we take out our Charmies. We take out I guess we can take out this. Take out stuff we don't need, right? And that's something that we can consider as well. Yoda, does Elvennotes work? Yeah. I think Death Echo has been working on Elvennotes. It's these guys, right? Yeah. Death Echo has been working. If you haven't checked that out, go to the Wolf Grounds Discord and look for in the combo grounds. Go to combo grounds, and you'll see some combos with these cards, because they bridge into Synchron through Excel Synchron, right? They end up getting to a point where they make Excel. Excel will then send. Okay, something to note: if you can find a way where you can get to Excel Synchron, and there's no restrictions within the supplementary engine, you can bridge Synchron with that engine or with that archetype. So if that archetype can make this, that means you can send this. At which point, this can give you access to this. So if that engine doesn't conflict with this portion of the deck, then you can combine them. Because we want all the variants as possible. Because remember, we're building something that's very unconventional, right? It's very, yeah. I just wanted to ask if you're going to make an update list, a pure version, as I love your list and use them at my locals a lot. Thank you, James. Okay, so the pure build, the pure list, you can go extremely cookie cutter, and what that looks like is basically you cut everything. You cut the plants, you cut the engages and stuff, and you just go you strip everything. So the way you would do that, hang on, let me just save this real quick, and then I'll do it. So the way that would look would be, you cut this, you cut the engages, and I think you need wheel to play on Droll. This is what it would look like. All right, this is what it would look like. And this is the pure version. This is pure. If you want to just cut everything else and just play with this, this is what it looks like. Right? This is what it looks like. What up, Arthas? You're definitely right. If you can run 28 non-engine in the OTK build, you might as well use some slots on Yugioh Booster. Yeah, exactly. Anyone know the interaction between Forbidden Crown and Scrap Warrior? If it works how I think it works, also make an immune... Wait, what do you mean? What's the interaction with Crown? Yeah, okay, so going second, it's a bit of a struggle, which is what we're trying to address, because that means that the supplementary engine will have to either mitigate that in some shape or form, or we have to just concede and be like, okay, yeah, our deck just can't go second, which is I really dislike that, which is why I'm gonna try to make sure that we have the best possible viable deck, whether we go first or second, right? That's the whole intention. Because if all you're doing is just playing a glass cannon deck, that's something that I do not like to do, right? It's yeah. There's no way. There's just no way. I try to make it as viable as possible. If you've been watching me for the past few years, you know that you should know that I try to make it as viable as possible and not be very gimmicky. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a functionality within it. It's not just like, oh, this goes here, this goes there. It's not. No, I try to be very thorough and give the card that I'm implementing, give it purpose, right? That's the whole purpose of it. What about Bystials? Yeah, Legendary. What up, Legendary? What up, AK? Scrapfist, bro. Bystials. Okay, so the thing with Bystials, right? The moment we consider Bystials, it's hard not to consider. Okay, the thing with Bystials, right? We have to find a way to facilitate them while going first, right? Because these guys have they have a really strong synchro that we can make that could insulate us from everything, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of what I'm talking about. You guys know? Yes, Biddy, this guy. So, if we can find a way to enable the Bystials, right? All we would need is summon Stardust gets Fellows, right? Okay, you see where I'm going. You already see where I'm going with this, right? Summon any Bystial, go into Chaos Angel. Now all of your synchros are unaffected by monster effects. Okay? While Stardust Synchron giving you access to Fellows. So summon Bystial, summon Stardust, get Fellows, go into Chaos Angel, activate Fellows, search junk, search full speed, discard full speed, full combo. Speeder unaffected. Right? And that's pretty damn strong. That is pretty damn strong, especially because Bystials right now are decent right now. Against Mitsurugi, against Yummy, right? So the best way to do that though is just going Lubellion, right? Like, of course you don't want to banish Lubellion because you want to like get access to Regain and Beast, right? Like you could do that as well. Because the other route would be effective this search saronir, right? That means that the first Lubellion that you banish doesn't matter because then saronir will then dump it as well, and then that'll give you access to Regain or Beast, assuming you play either. And then that's how you can facilitate the Bystials going first, right? That's the most obvious one with an engine. But it's just that having Lubellion be like, if you see Lubellion going second, it's like, fuck. If this was an interaction, it'd be much better, you know? What up, Photon? Yeah, I think that's what it'd be. The most consistent, yeah, I would say it's the most consistent, yeah. The most resilient, I'm not too sure because consistency doesn't equate to resiliency. That's something that's like a biggest misconception. So you can be the most consistent, but at which point do you get overwhelmed with redundancies, right? Like we have so many ways to fellows, we have so many ways to one card combos, but like opening up multiples of these is not great, right? Like you know, the only time it differs is if you open up your full speed alongside tuning, alongside fellowship. It's crazy how it's Synchro fellowship. Fellowship. I would prefer Synchro fellows. That seems pretty cool. Yeah, but fellowships. Yeah. But this is so crazy, bro. It's so crazy. So Bystial Synchron could make a comeback. Didn't think about it, but it makes total sense. Yeah, that's something I've been working on. If once again, I've been posting all this in the member channel. But for those of you, this is something that we've been working on, and it's something that there's so many options. So whenever you guys comment, whenever you guys message or ask me for things, I'm like, bro, I'm just overwhelmed because there's so many options. There's so many things to do. But we don't have the cards to actually, because all I'm going by is the OCG. But even then, it doesn't translate the same because their format is way different to ours. They have Maxi, they have Baron. Can you imagine if we go this and that into Baron? Like, oh my god, that's crazy, So that's the purpose for those live duels for the OCG, just to get a bit of perspective of what they're trying, and of course disregarding the forbidden cards that are not legal for us, right? But for the most part, like Pac-Bit, I didn't think of this card. I didn't consider this card because that card's bad. But if you guys have been watching the OCG live duel videos, this card's not bad because of the way the guy was using it. So for those of you that don't know what this does, okay, so it's a level 8 Synchro, which is great because it pairs well with Stardust. It gives you access to level 12. So if this card is Synchro summoned or sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster in your graveyard or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Discard one card, and if you do, place that monster in its owner's spell and trap card zone as a face-up continuous trap during either player's turn. If this card is a continuous trap, you can special summon one face-up monster card from your spell and trap card zone. You can only use each effect of Pac-Bit once per turn. So the way he was using it is he was making, because I was like, why is he making this guy? And it's because he wasn't playing the lower level synchro climbs, which I noticed it was a weakness. When the more I was watching these games, I have more live duel commentary coming out. It should be, there's one tonight, one premieres tonight, and I'll be editing the other two tonight as well, and they should be up by Thursday and Friday. But I noticed that when he tried to synchro climb, he couldn't, because he didn't have the convenient levels to climb into, like the Dragster or the Omega or the Crystal Wing. He wasn't playing that. He was going all in on the high levels. He was going all in on Crimson Dragon and Speed of Resolving, which is something that you guys are aware that I have to ensure that I have a plan in place in case Speeder does not resolve, or I want to have a pivot option, because that's what makes a deck well-rounded. You want to be able to pivot no matter the situation, and that's the whole purpose of this. Because I know the most reductive thing that anyone can say is like, it's nah, if they stop here, stop here. No, but like you have to put more thought into it. But that's the thing. Most just rather not, to be quite honest. Most people just like, just give me a deck list that works, right? And most of the time it's not going to be a rogue deck, because a rogue deck has its faults. And to play a rogue deck, you have to have a certain caliber to make a rogue deck work, because you have to be a really good player to play a rogue deck, because you're already at a disadvantage, right? That's for one, right? And that takes time and effort, right? Whether you have to study videos on YouTube, whether you have to innovate them yourself, whether it's investing on staples that you shouldn't necessarily play, but you have to play because your deck is so weak, right? There's all these attributes, all these factors that contribute to a rogue deck being an entirely different concept of deck building. But yeah, you just want to have pivot options. And when I was watching him play, I thought that's pretty cool because it is a pivot option, right? Because the way he would use it, he would make a Crimson, use its effect, place it, summon it back, make a Vengeance. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't think of that. You know, that's awesome. So it's just basically non-tuner, more non-tuner fodder, because something that Synchron lacks is non-tuners. We have an abundance amount of tuners, but non-tuners, that's hard to come by. And that's something that I'm going to consider as well moving forward, because I didn't view it that way. I was like, and that's the purpose for those OCG live duel videos, to gain insight, because they've had those cards for like, when did the OCG get these cards? It was last month? So they've had them for a while, but over a month. So they have time. They've had time to experiment with it and explore with things, right? So, and I think because of some of the regional areas that they're in, they have to be very satellite mindset, right? They have to play very budget. So they're gonna go through everything to try to see what works and what doesn't work, right? Until ultimately coming to the conclusion, okay, this is not worth it. This doesn't work, right? So that's the I guess that's the resource that we can utilize. Their trial and error. But because our formats are different, we have to consider other cards, because some cards that we have they don't have, and vice versa. But this is one thing I have considered for sure. I'm hoping that the Blazing Dominion is like an RDA support, because I'm liking RDA. I've been liking RDA. Okay, let me show you the deck I took this weekend. Last weekend. Hang on. Okay, this is the list I took. This is the list I took. We'll go back to Synchron. I just want to show this real quick. 59.50. Okay, this is what I took this weekend, and a lot of you are like, "What the fuck?" Okay, so as I mentioned before in the previous videos of how I structured this deck, the choke point is this guy. That's the choke point. So that's why you max out the crime. You max out this, right? The issue with this is that you don't have an issue going first. Going first, you can most likely fulfill your linear and your simplistic low to the ground ceiling, right? Because all you're doing is making an abyss and making this, right? So that should not be an issue. Going second is the issue, right? You don't mind giving up a battle phase. Right? It's I've yet to see a list like this, but I'm saying it's just innovating. That's the fun part. That's my thrill for this game. Trying to innovate things and thinking outside the box, right? It makes it more fun for me. Anyway, that's why you see all this, right? And before, I was playing Pot of Extravagance because I needed the +1, right? It's an instant bait. If I can bait the Ash before Soul hits the field, I'm perfectly fine. If I can, you know what I mean? So, but because of Desires needing to banish 10 cards from your main deck, like, you want to make sure that you spread it out. So you what this does is, think of this as getting rid of the redundancies. Get rid of excess even matches, getting excess Lightning Storm, excess Lightning Storms, right? I mean Dark Ruler Remorse, redundant crimes, redundant food spells, right? That's why this is here. That's why the count is so high. And there was a time where I went for double Pot of Desires and I was perfectly fine. So it's crazy. But of course, what you want to do is you want to ensure that you get everything out of your deck first, right? You want to make sure you get Red Rain out of your deck first. You want to make sure you get out of your deck first. Get this out of your deck first. Get your Uvu out of your deck. Get all that out of your deck first, and then play. But if you have to start with this, majority of the time you're not going to banish anything important, right? Because of the card count, right? Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. But anyways, yeah, let's get back to Synchron. And I'm pretty sure you guys already saw the other names. The toy Synchron. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh fuck! Did it save? Fuck! This was not meant to save. Shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that was how long was that? That was an hour of just fucking just. Hopefully, I didn't overwhelm you guys with all this insight. Wait, what was BD saying? Why not converter in the main deck? If we don't have ready and lefty, can we sub them in? Well, okay, so the reason when you as fragile as this is, it's still a 1-card combo and it's still consistency, right? Playing converter, playing cards like this, you could play this because what this means is you get rid of redundancies with hand trap, right? Like whether it be Veiler, whether it be Bell, whether it be any tuner hand trap, you can just make this into combo. But oh shit! Did you? Sorry, Mello. You must have got flooded. Hang on. Let me see. Where are you, Mello? Where are you, Mello? Yeah, I gotta. The plants. Okay. Fuck. How was the list before? I fucking forgot already. Okay, so the plants, they do elevate the deck, right? They do elevate the deck. No doubt. They elevate it to a point where this doesn't matter, right? But once again, they are bricks. Like if you see these, you're like, you do not want to see this, right? You just do not want to see them. That's my only concern, and which is why I'm debating on just not playing this and just playing the wheel and just be like, wheel's enough. Wheel is enough. I Dole Omni, board wipe, and a Spawn Trap Negate. That should be enough through a Charmy while discarding the Droll, right? And then hopefully we have other hand traps, which is what we have to consider as well. We have to be able to reinforce that board. My shirt attention span is suffering from all the inside. I still remember the ego booster attack. Oh my god, I'm the same man. Yeah. Oh my god. So do I take pure Synchron to Genesis today? Genesis, I'm not okay. I have not touched a Synchron deck in Genesis format yet, so I'm not sure where that stands. And I don't know the point distribution. So is everything at 0? Because you have to keep in mind that the payoff is speeder, right? That's the consistency. That's the whole purpose of it. Like you have all this consistency to get access to speeder, but then we have a speederless route, but we don't have Crimson anymore, right? Well, we do because it got lowered to 80, right? Yeah. Well, I think it would have to be a speederless build for sure. Assault is 5. Yeah, so I know Assault is 5. Assault, yeah, Assault 5. I do feel wheel Synchron is enough. I love the plants, but they have break for me, so I'm so tempted to play new Blazer. Build you closer to weekend. Oh, yeah. You what up, Unknown? Okay, so the way... So Gale Dogma itself cannot get you to Synchron. Because it doesn't give you access to a tuner. If Mitsu was able to get you access to a tuner, then we might be able to do it. If you guys can find a way where Mitsu alone can get you access to a tuner without having to utilize on links or exceeds, then that can be a route. What about Skirt? Okay. Okay. I'll show you. This is what I was thinking when I was going over like a pure junk Doppel build. This is what I was thinking. Okay. I feel that I feel like you need board breakers because like if you simplify, right? Yeah. If you really want to play, this is something I was working on. Okay. If you really want to play like a junk Doppel build, I think this might be it because you have your this is what I'm referring to, where Doppel. Hang on, let me just timestamp this. Okay, so this is what I was referring to when I said that the extra deck has to facilitate Doppel, right? And that's why you see there's no Crimson Dragon, there's no SMSD, right? Because to use Doppel to its full potential, you need these incremental climbs, right? Otherwise, you're just not going to have the versatility that this is meant to be facilitating, right? And that's why you see that you're playing all this, right? And of course, this is like pre structure. So then you would have to add other things, right? You would play you would have to play the fellows. You'd have to play this. You have to play this. You would need to play this, so you would have to cut something from here, right? But then it starts to get really tight, right? Yeah, I feel like this is way more complex to build. I think this is way more complex because you're considering these cards. This card, like this, you're trying to make this guy shine, right? This is meant to be the guy that says, I out-clevered you. Double effects. Push through your 3 interactions, right? That's the purpose of this card. Or you initiate with this card and make your relapse cure. It's one of those two scenarios, right? But it's just way more difficult to construct because it's solely reliant on 2-card combos, right? Which it's okay. Like, there's a misconception that 2-card combos are bad. No, they're not bad. It's just it depends on how resilient are they and how can they recover, because that means that the 3rd card has to be insane, right? Because you already invested 2 cards to initiate your combo. So the 3rd card, right? You start with 5. 2 cards are going to be allocated to either Converter Overtake or Doppel Overtake. The 3rd card, assuming you get interacted with, has to be able to salvage those resources, assuming you get interacted with, which is the difficult part, right? Because finding cards that mesh well with both is quite the task, right? But if you have 1-card combos, you know that 1 card can fulfill a lot more things, and that means the 2nd card doesn't have to be as insane, right? Because then you have the chance to have the 3rd card be insane. Referencing the other build, right? But I think that the same logic I use with RDA, I think you have to implement that with this, right? Because you can't play past back row. You need to nullify the board. Even if there's 1 interaction, it's so brutal towards this deck, right? Because if they remove any of your synchro materials, you are cooked. So that's why you see that I'm main decking drop play. I'm main decking this. This clears board presence or back row. This nullifies the board. So if you open up these 2 going second, you're good. If you Charmy them, draw into these 2 cards, that clears any board. And then now all you have to be concerned about is hand trap. But Synchron can play good against hand trap. The only thing they struggle with is spot removal, right? Which this is going to take care of, right? So yeah, I'm still working on this, but the one I've been working on the most is just the 1 card, the 1 card, because this is the one that I feel that it's more consistent. Because the thing with these okay, so 1-card combos are good because you have so much interactive to fit inside the deck, right? You can literally go 5-card interaction, top deck into the 1-card starter, right? That's why it's good. But when you have 2-card combos, that means that lessens the chances of you having to pair those 2-card combos and then have 3 non-engine compared to 1. Which one would you prefer? Of course, you always prefer the 1, right? How did Synchron Care hurt you? Oh no! This was this is when I was discussing the converter. I literally just added it in, Mello. I just added it just now. We're just discussing like the Bystials and this and cutting it and making it simpler. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Suave. 5 point. I'm just trying to find other ways to try and change up the build. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's a struggle. Like, believe me, I've spent hours. I'm talking about hours. Like, there's nights where I'll start cooking like around 8 p.m. and I'll finish like around 1, just trying to figure it out, right? And that was the whole combo that I showed you guys. All the combos I showed you guys, all the pivot options, all the decision trees. Yeah, that, oh my god, it took so long, bro. But time flies though, because although it's painful, and during all those hours of like, you know, trying to get frustrated, I enjoy it because I know that there's a end goal in mind, which is making a viable deck, right? That's the point. It's a game. We all want to play the game, right? That's the point. Is to entertain ourselves, right? But we don't want to lose. Like, we don't want to play to lose. The fuck? In that case, I'd just rather not play, bro. And 3 thrust. Yeah. So thrust will be the same. So thrust will be utilized in the same way as the engage was, right? Like, this is very resourceful. This can give you access to combo. It can give you access to board breaker, right? Thank you, sir. Well, appreciate it. Yeah. Oh my god, I just don't know, bro. It's just so many options. But that's the progression, I think. That's the progression of understanding something. Of course, I can be real reductive, and I choose not to be, because it's so easy to just be reductive and just oversimplify something and be like, not really appreciate every single card that's been utilized, right? I can easily be that way as well. But I think that's more of a pessimistic way of viewing things, whereas I'm a bit more optimistic. I like seeing the good things compared to the bad things, you know? It's just how. What about Exodia? Yeah, I've been pretty good. We're just trying to see how we can make this deck work, because I have a locals this weekend and we have the stuff already, so. But then I'm not sure if it's gonna be legal. That's the thing, because if it's not legal and we have to wait, that means that gives us more time to test, which will be good. I guess it'll be good for us, but that means it'll hold off on the POV Synchron live duel videos. So, because I'm looking forward to having the POV and just going through, oh, why did this, why did that? Oh, they're just so cool. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Let's do not play Scrap Iron Scarecrow, bro. You wild. Did Leo ever get married? What do you mean, bro? You live in America, bro. I'm in Australia. It'd be so expensive to go. In Queensland? Oh shit, you plowed that. Oh, that means, okay, that's cool. Awesome. Let's go, Legendary. Oh, you're a fellow Aussie, bro. Nice. Okay, that means we could use it then. I'll use that as a reference when I go to locals. Okay, okay, so with all that insight that I just given you guys, with all the things we've discussed, one of my concerns is opening up with this, which is why I was talking about playing cards like this, right? Which is why I wanted to play cards like this. Don't be too concerned about the card count. This is just me having cards in here so we can like mess around with them, okay? So just don't be mindful of that. Oh, not Shark Cannon. But the thing about it, if we play Engage, right, that means we can side cards like Shark Cannon, side cards like Jamming Waves, Side cards like Afterburners, right? Which is great. If you think about it, we can side these. Go in second. We have engaged. They can get us any of these. That's awesome. Don't say that, bro. I'm going there next month. Fuck. This is the worst time to visit the US? Oh my god, bro. Thank you, MCF. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. A problem I ran into a bit was a shadow window with no way to out. Yeah. So that's why we're considering cards like Engage to out the window, right? And play Widow Anchor, stuff like that. Or just go with the board breaker approach, right? Because let's say, oh yeah, which is something I wanted to point out with you guys. But hang on, let me timestamp this. I have not been timestamping, which is going to be a bit of an issue. So if I'll timestamp it after the stream ends. I'll timestamp it. So whoever hasn't watched this in real time, you can go back and go off of that. So one of you pointed this out. Another way to play around the Charmies, right, is wolfrayet. So for those of you that don't know what this does, and let me just read it from here. You guys can read it, right? Can you guys read it? Yeah, you can read it. Put it here. Okay. So you can only control one stellar when wolfrayet. It's a wolf. Pretty cool. Gains 300 attack each time another monster effect is activated. So if you can trigger it on your turn, you can as well. It'll gain boost. While the attack of this card is less than 4,000. Okay, so it's maxed out at 4K, which is okay. So once per turn, if this card's attack is 4,000 or higher, quick effect, you can shuffle both this card and all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. So the theory is, if they charm you, you go full speed. I mean, you go full on jug speed or summon. That's one draw. You summon the Synchron. That's 2 draws. You go into SD. That's 3 draws. You end it there. You gave them 3 draws. Okay. So you, on their turn, you quick Synchro into wolfrayet, right? It's unaffected. The more effects they use, the bigger it gets. So it's going to be more difficult to out it. And it's the board wipe, right? So that is something we can do. That's something we can utilize as well. Because how do they out an unaffected 4K guy that can board wipe? Think of it as like the way Lunalight uses their board. And unaffected towers that can destroy monsters. Except this one shuffles everything back. Right? You know what I mean? Like that's something we can do. But we have to pick and choose our extra deck though. Right? That's we have to pick and choose. Because now that we understand that Draco Tail, Yummy, Mitsu variants, that's like the meta, right? Now we can get a better understanding of what we want to have in our extra deck, right? Which brings me to these cards. Which brings me to these cards. For those of you who don't know what this does, okay. If a flower cardian monster you control attacks the defense monster, inflict person damage. That's not part of it. Once per turn, you can banish 1 flower cardian monster from your graveyard. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, your opponent cannot activate effects of cards in the graveyard. Also, they cannot special summon monsters from the graveyard. The reason I'm bringing this up is because what does Mitsu do? They summon from the graveyard. What does they activate in the graveyard? What does Yummy do? They summon from the graveyard. If we can find a way to get this out as a floodgate, this is our dweller. Right? So the way you climb into this is through her. You climb through it with her. Right? This will make everything else level 2s. And this will climb into the Borderfly. And then the girl will then be the girl will then be in the graveyard. You banish her to have its effect live. And you know, I'm just saying, like, that's pretty cool. Because now that we know that the meta is the way it is, against Draco Tail, none of their graves they can't trigger their grave stuff. They can't set, right? Is that a pig? What is this? Is that a pig on his chest? It looks like a pig nose. Oh, it's like a butterfly on his arm as well. The butterfly guitar. Oh. But yeah, that's stuff to consider. Yo, what up, VaxV? Or VaxV? QB, what the hell is QB? Oh, Cube-out, yeah, Cube-out, yeah. Yeah, Cube-out. Yeah, Shen-Shen, I mean Shen-Shen. Yeah, Shen-Shen. QB, yeah, QB. I always refer this to the guy Shen-Shen. This guy's pretty good as well. Well, it's not that great against Mitsu, but it's good against Yummy. Because everything gets banished, which is great. Which is how I was using the RDA. When I would go Fenrir, summon Vision, go into this, search for Gaia searches Golem. And that was pretty good. Like in Yummy, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Well, if we play wolfrayet so we can have a free Trish with Crimson. Yeah, that's something you can do as well. Because it is a level 9. Let's go, Quasar! Let's see what he says. What is it?
I prefer the K9 variant that gets you to the driver stuff. But that leaves 13 cards for generic stuff.
Yeah. I've also showed you guys the K9 variant. That was Masume. Masume? Yeah, that was Masume. He was like, oh, look what I found out. It's pretty cool. The K9 cards, yeah. So if you guys haven't watched that video yet, go ahead and check it out. But there's a Synchron variant that uses the K9 cards. Because it gives you Monster Negate, which plays around Nibiru, which is great. And then you just do the speederless route, which is something that we can do as well. But we'll get to that. But for now, we're just going on without that. It's a beast. No. Yeah, assault only brings back dragons, but this is a beast. It's a wolf. It has to be a beast. It's like a dragon beast, though. It should have been a dragon. That'd be cool. Imagine, oh, that'd be perfect. Imagine it was a dragon beast, dude. But then no, this shuffles itself back into the deck, though. Yeah, it doesn't tribute itself. It just shuffles itself. His cousin is a dragon. Okay, yeah, damn. This is crazy though. I think it's the struggle is the extra deck. That is the struggle, I think. The struggle is the extra deck. What do we want to fit? Because I already told you guys that the 10 are quite essential. Like this is not essential, not essential. Not essential, not essential. But now that I showed you guys this, I kind of want to just go off of this now. Should we go for that route? Should we go for a bestial variant? Let's try to build that. Let's try to build a bestial variant. Hang on. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so max out this. 126.30. Put everything for Junk Warrior update. Make it suave, bro. This guy really wants to OTK people. I feel like because of the format, we can afford to max out the Sorrow. Because Sorrow equates to another Lubellion, right? Which means... Okay, so I've always liked playing Beast. I understand some people don't like playing Beast, but I've always liked playing Beast. It's just so good. It makes Lubellion going second threatening. Because most people don't expect you to place Beast, right? If you go effect this, banish something, summon, they're like, okay, that's fine. Set regain. No, Beast. What the fuck? Beast pop? it pops a back row, forces an omni, right? Like, it's just so good. I just like it. And because, let me see. Hang on, let's for sure. Oh, we need fellows. We need triple tuning because tuning can mill the saronir, which is great. This can mill a dark, which can mill this. A Bystial, which can mill this, which is great for us. For sure, we need this. We need this for sure. What else are we missing? Okay, we need scrap. Well, I'm not sure we need 3 scrap. I think one, maybe one. We need this. We need double this for sure. We need triple this because this is just so good with Bystials. Whether we play the driver, I'm not sure, but for sure, I think we need this. But I'm trying to see if we want this as our primary or something, or we want this as our primary or something. Because if we do this, then this can be Herald here. Right? We can go summon this, tuning, search for this, go to Herald here. Here, hang on. Oh my god. Shit, hang on, I'm getting messages. This is regarding my freaking internet thing. Because for those of you, you know how freaking the internet has been like a big issue for me. It just keeps dropping. Okay. We're back. Yeah, the Wi-Fi tickets are just awful. Okay. So the thing is though, because this is gonna be like our normal summon, right? We're gonna want to be going Lubellion, send it, no, add this, summon this, effective this, banish this. This will dump the other one. This will give us access to fellows, right? Hang on, let me just. Okay, let me just do this, just to give you a depiction, right? We don't shuffle. Just let's get a depiction on. Should change. Why isn't it changing? There we go. Okay. So the theory is we go for this, right? Banish this. Then we go Chaos Angel here. Oh fuck, did I forget to put Chaos Angel here? Yeah, I think I forgot to put Chaos Angel here. Chaos Angel. All right, Biddy, let me see. Let me check it out real quick. Is that thrust? Is that what I'm saying? Is that thrust? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's the alt-art, right? That's the alt-art one? That's the alt-art thrust. Okay, let me just go into... So this is gonna be up here because this is gonna be the one that doesn't really move anywhere. Right? Then we go effective this. We don't dump. This will dump another one, right? And then, but then an interaction on an ash on this is devastating unless. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. An interaction on this is devastating unless you have Because not even junk gets you out of this. Right? Not even junk gets you out of this, because then you don't have a 2 to revive. Oh, that's a bit of an issue, actually. This gives you this. Yeah, no, the Gen X Synchro needs the Dark Tuner. That's the issue. What of Lazaro? Okay, we do this, reduce this guy. But then the issue here is, this is 5 summons. That is my concern now. Right? This is 5 summons. So if the nib you drop you here, you are done. Right? Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I mean, you get to keep this, but like, what's one? It's meant to protect, right? But then, it's yeah. Because every single time I build a sequence or a combo, the prerequisites are play on the bureau and not lose to one hand trap. If you can't do either of those, the combo is fairly weak. So you have to find a different way. You don't have to start in this. No. Yeah, I understand that. I understand you'll have other ways to start. But I'm saying that if this is one of your lines that's meant to be quite powerful because of Chaos Engine giving your speeder immunity. That's concerning. Like I guess anything, but no. But then even else, imperm this, we're cooked. Because what does Chaos Engine this do? Nothing. Bell, we're cooked. Bell on the Bystial, we're cooked. Not really, because then this gives you access to Fellows, which then loses to Ash. Right? It's the pivot options that are not there. That's what's concerning me. Right? It's the pivot options. So, I think maybe, what if well, the only thing is you have to have other things that are just as good, right? Because you want to be able to prompt them into interacting. Because Fellows is like one of the main things that they're gonna want to hit. They want to hit. It's so good. It gives you 2 cards. Like, why would you not ash this? It lets you draw. It lets you add 2 cards and then discard 1. Like, this is gonna be an ash magnet. So you need something else that's as tempting or better than this, right? Which is where the Mitsu cards lie. Which is, the Mitsu stuff is going to be really good then. Okay, so let me put this over here. That goes there. Because one thing as well that I noticed in the OCG live duels is Assault Synchron. They were playing multiple. And for those of you that have played the deck as long as we have, new deck builder here. Back to deck builder, right? Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that haven't played the deck as much as we have, is that sometimes they do end up cracking your board, right? And you're relying solely on one Majestic. And what I noticed with OCG's gameplay is that they play multiples, which means one singular negate is usually not enough. But if you have 2 Omni negates in a grind game or in a simplified game state, that's where it's so much pressure, right? And that's where the second assault comes into play. So this is basically your grind game, right? This is basically your grind game in the sense that you're just juggling the SMSD. Right? So then you'll always have 2 negates every single time. Assuming you can just somehow get this to the graveyard somehow, whether it be by Foolish, whether it be by, I don't know, contributing off with Stardust, you know, some way. But yeah, because once they crack the majority of the board and all you have left is Majestic, because it's difficult to deal with because it gets banished and it's off the field. Because before, a Rise Heart used to be able to play around that because they would just detach it. I was like, oh my god, that was the worst. But now, like, it's hard to really touch this card when it's banished, right? And that's something I picked up. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That maybe we can implement that in some capacity, because that means that this will have a double Omni turn after turn. But how do we keep dumping this at the graveyard? Is the question. Triple Prohibition. That would you say scrap Synchron is I think two. I think 2 is enough. And generally I think 2 is enough. Because like I think that Jet is only needed if you need it for a particular reason. If it's like a crucial part within your line where you have to search for a converter, search for junk, or you need to pitch for it towards the end of your combo, right? Then okay, yeah. But for the combos I've showed you, it's not necessary. It's just the way I decided on cutting it was, okay, if I have full speed, what would I rather have? A Jet Synchron or a Scrap? And that was an easy decision. I would always want to have Scrap, because Scrap gave me the pivot option to go into Scrap Warrior, whereas Jet did not, right? You never want to see Jet in hand. You always want to just summon it off Speeder. So that, and then I was like, what, do I need Jet? Does it benefit me in some way? And it really didn't. It's just only if you need it for a specific reason. All of your deck lists, just post them in the Wolfrayet Discord. Go to the deck list channel and just post them there, and then we can all just view them. Okay, so you still played righty. Okay, still playing righty with yours, Beauty. Still playing that. Okay, the wurm, yeah, the wurm. I like the wurm. Okay, so yeah, so you're going all in on the high level synchros. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. What up, Kaizen Hobbies? Oh, you're OCG player. Okay. Give us some insight on your experience utilizing the new cards in the OCG, because you have the same format as everyone else in the OCG, right? Because I know it's different from Asian English, right? That's different. That's a different format. All good, Mr. Gaming Universe. All good, bro. Who's better? Trail is better. Trail is better than Wurm by far, because Trail, okay, this equates to 3 bodies, this equates to 2 bodies, and what does Synchron lack? Non-tuners. The extra body makes a difference, because okay, so the way this equates to 3 bodies is you summon it off Illumination, assuming you have like a Stardust on field or a Synchro that mentions it. Summon her, that's her first body. You Synchro with her, whether it be a Stardust monster or a Synchro monster, she gives you a token. That's 2 bodies. And then she revives herself when you trigger her off of Synchron. That's 3 bodies. Whereas Wurm is not as versatile. It's used in a particular way where it does benefit you depending on how they interact with you, but at the end of the day, it's very limited, because this can convert to a level 4 body, a level 6 body, a level 3 body. There's way more things you can do with this compared to this. Like, this can change to a level 2 or a level 1, right? So it's very limited. So if you compare them just off that, Trail is way more versatile, which equates to being more useful. Oh yeah, Illumination. And also something we can consider as well is Illumination at 3, right? Why? Well, because before, all this would search was Illumination. But now, this can search this. So it makes this card an extender, a proper extender, because it gives you access to this. So this is something that we can consider as well. Like even maxing her out, right? Because if you max out this, if you have this, you dump her. If you have her, you dump this, right? And then this will give you access to this, and then you have ASD here, right? So there's so many things that it is so many. It's so overwhelming. You know, it's so overwhelming. Okay. But for now, let's just keep it at minimum. Let's just keep this at 1. But yeah, because I'm thinking like, what does this do for me actually? What if we? Because if we're not playing righty, right? If we start with righty, I guess righty and lefty. Right, so these are our 1-card starters, correct? These are our 1-card starters. Damn, this beast is just out of the equation. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, but the thing in AE, they didn't have any support yet, so I wasn't really able to try asynchronous right now. What do we usually go? The Adventure Synchron or Rose Synchron? Adventure Synchron? Yeah, Adventure Synchron's yeah, that's like the main one that's had the most success out of all the Synchron variants. I mean, apart from Dark Synchron back in 2016, 17, Baldrake is very overrated. Also, Triple Sorrow is odd. Okay, so what up, Black Wolf? Okay, so the reason you do this is because this gets you value within Lubellion, right? Because the way we facilitate a light and dark on our turn is by banishing the Lubellion itself, right? Lubellion banish, search this, banish this, right? This gives you an interaction in phase, whereas this can give you an interaction there and then, whether it be regained, because throughout the combo, depending on if we go, okay, tribute the Dispatter for the Lubellion and we dump off this, then we can get regain. Regain can get this back, right? So what would you prefer? Would you rather have an end phase Bystial search, or would you have a regain revive this? Right? So that's what I'm referring to. And that's why this is good, because you want to open this because this gives you access to this, assuming you have this as an option to just banish your opponent's monster. This will give you access to Lubellion and not have to actually open Lubellion itself, right? The hand rip, maybe Glow Bulb. Okay, Glow Bulb, I think it's outdated. Glow Bulb is outdated, unfortunately. This card used to be amazing. It used to be. But I think unless you have a route with this one, you know what I mean? Unless you have something with this one, but then unless you have like something to do with this, but like I think Spore is just way more versatile in the sense of it can be any level, whereas this is strictly, you know, I mean, of course this has its pros where it doesn't need to have like a plant engraved to banish, where you can just mill a card and it be a card. But once again, it depends on your sequencing. It depends on the combo you're trying to fulfill. Whereas this is like, okay, once you've gone to the point, you can just banish your plant. This can be either a 4 or a 5, or it can be any plant, depending on what you want to banish, right? Yeah, I mean, the good thing about these cards is that they're dark, right? They're dark, so they go on theme with the Bystials. Like, this might seem odd because most decks utilize the Bystials in a sense of utility and not necessarily a form of non-tuner material, which is what we're gonna use it for, right? We need non-tuner materials to synchro with, which is why this might seem odd. But once you get understand the concept of why we're utilizing it, it makes much more sense, as I mentioned earlier. So like I said, Lubellion searching this to get end phase search this, right? Yeah, it's fine. It's not bad. But within our combo, we want to be able to keep synchro climbing. And sometimes we're going to have to use the spatter to synchro climb. So along the way, we can just place regain, they summon, we revive the spatter. We have a draw one off of this. It gives us a sense of attrition because now we can keep reviving our Bystials, right? That's why this is at 3. Because like, you don't want to banish a Lubellion. You still want to be able to gain access to it. Alberto just got here. We'll rewind like 5 minutes, bro. I just explained it. You would have Beckler. Limit overload doesn't work with new speed warrior, right? What is that? What is limit overload? Wait, what's... Are you talking about this one? Wait, what's it called? Is that what... Oh, limiter. If this card is sent to the graveyard, special one speed warrior from your hand deck. No, it doesn't. No, it's actually speed warrior, like the level 2. You want to get lucky? You want to mill? Okay, yeah. Okay. I mean, if you want to go, we could say the same thing with this. That before we got the new support, you can go tuning mill Doppel, add junk. That's full combo. That's our first. That's our first ever 1-card combo. But like, that's like, come on, bro. No way. I'm just thinking of ways to utilize this. Like, what does this give us? That's SD, right? Dad, you're right. No. You know what the classic is? Tuning, mill tuning. That's the classic, man. That's always happens. It's insane how often that happens. It's crazy. It's just crazy how often it happens. Or called by the... Oh my god. That's hectic. Oh, wrong one. So we want to have 2-card combos that pressure going second. And I guess this is Satellite Warrior, which is not the worst. Right, it's not the worst. That'll dump the Lubellion. I guess it's the spatter, right? It sucks that you can't reborn the Lubellion, unfortunately, right? Check this out. Let's go. Okay, so we have an option here. We can go, I think it's this. It might be this. Actually, I might like this better with no, but that would mean that you need to have okay, so our 2-card combo gave us this, which is not horrible. It's not bad. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty cool. I mean, that could have been Gen X, actually. This could have been the Gen X Synchro. But this is the importance of saronir, right? As long as you get access to Lubellion, you're good. Because that means Lubellion equates to a reborn of the attrition, where you can reborn your guys. Okay. So we know that works. But I'm still concerned about this, though. This is concerning me. I mean, unless we just go off of that, have an obscure 3-card combo hand, but we'll have the consistency on our side, right? So let's say, for example, no. That is very generalizing, Zulia. It's obvious to say it's so obvious to say that, yeah, let's play less bricks and then make it more consistent. But yeah, I get it. But like, the reason that doesn't work with rogue decks or lower tier decks is because otherwise we would be in a higher tier. So that's the compromise that we have to agree with, right? Because if we can be efficient and consistent, and our engine be as it should be compared to a meta deck, then we wouldn't need all these engine requirements, because the consistency would be enough. But we know that consistency is not enough, because you need to make it resilient, and in order to do that, you have to play engine requirements, right? Okay. Yeah, so I guess this is a spot. I'm actually liking this now, because that means our 3-card combo is obscure and it's resilient. Because are they going to ask you there? If they ask you there, then you have you could possibly have a Bystial already, right? So then you start with this. You haven't used your normal summon, so that means that leaves it open for righty driver or full speed to hit the field, right? Because now you're here, right? Now you're here. You're sequencing off, right? Whether they interact with you here, whether they stop either of this, then you can go, okay, summon this, go for full speed, right? Go for this guy, right? And then now you have the option. But no, I think what we want, I think we have to sequence it this way. Watch. Because there's like the biggest misconception of, oh yeah, it's a 2 to 3 card hand to play. Whenever you go second, how many cards do you play? Very rarely do you play with one. You play with a multitude of cards, okay? So just be mindful of that, please. Please be mindful of that. Okay, so I think this is how we have to sequence our turns. I think it has to be like this. So it's go in second, right? Bystial. Name is Bystial. Is that your name, gaming? So okay, so I think this is how we have to start our turn. This is like what a typical hand should look like. I think. Well, we do this. This is obscure. Where they're like, okay, that's a level 8 synchro. Okay, how do we pivot? I don't know. With this, yo, what up?
Hello.
Yo, what up, Excel? Hang on, let me share screen. Hang on. We're just going over theory, basically. Okay, so I think we'll have to initiate our turn like this, right? So we're into a board. Whether they stop the Lubellion, I'm not sure if they would. They'll have to interact here. They'll be like, oh, nah, let's, what do I banish here? Oh, do I banish the saronir? Do I banish this? Do I banish the tuner? We don't know. It'll vary, right? We have no clue. And then, let's say they interact with saronir, right? They get rid of it. We dump Lubellion again. Okay, then our extender will then be righty, right? The righty effect, whether they stop that, right? We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know if they'll stop this. So it'll vary. It'll be very dependent. And that's how every game will vary, because not everyone will interact with you the same way. That's why it won't be stale, because sometimes they will get you righty, and then sometimes they won't. And oh shit, okay, the other guy did it. You didn't, but you just effed up, bro. You should have negated like the other guy. And but anyways,
it's very likely that some people will just wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The likelihood of someone waiting because of the obscurity of it, because you have so many resources, and like, okay, what the hell is this doing? What's this gonna amount to, right? And it's like, oh, right? And then now, what you can do as well, you can go into SD, right? You go SD effect, so chain 1, chain 2. You go chain 1, chain 2. They try to interact with this. You quick synchro into Scrap Warrior. Scrap Warrior is immune. Now you have access to fellows. Now you have fellows, you have junk, you have chick. Now and then you have Stardust as an extender, right? Because then now you're here, right? And then now what did it do? Like, how do they interact now? Did they stop this? What would they have stopped? And no one can tell me, oh, if they stop you here. Of course, that's hindsight. You are aware, and that's being biased because you know where to stop us because you play the deck. They don't. You have to exploit that, right? It's obvious to you. It's apparent to us. We know because we play the deck. So if you stop me here, I'm cooked. But you don't know that. And the point is like to keep it obscure as possible to make them interact suboptimally, right? And this is the whole point of having a 3 or 4 card combo hand going into a board because that's how much cards you're gonna need playing into a board, right? That's just how it works. Going first, that's where you're like, okay, you need a 1 card combo to initiate, you need a 2nd card to pivot, and you need a 3rd card to extend, right? It's the same thing going second, except you need more cards because you have to deal with a multitude of interactions because they have -1 interactions like Imperm, Droplet, Ash, Veiler, and then on top of that you have spot removal. Whereas going first, there's not really any spot removal unless you're dealing with an Azuna that steals, or you're dealing with a Holly Sue that pops with Borger, right? Borger's the one that pops, right? Is it the one that pops? Pretty sure it is.
Which card, sorry?
The Vanquisher, the guy that pops. Is that Borger?
That I don't remember. Borger. That's the one that no.
Caesar. Caesar's the one. Yes, no. Caesar's the one that pops. Yeah. But like the point is, there's not many decks that can spot removal when you're going first. It's all -1 interactions like Imperm, Veiler, Impulse, stuff like that, right? So spot removal is not something you have to be concerned about. Whereas going second into a board, that's where you have to consider, okay, if they get rid of my saronir, if they get rid of my soul, right? That's the whole point. But I think at this point, we can try to implement the theory I was talking about earlier, where we can have multiple assaults, and then if it gets to a simplified game state, we're almost always going to be pumping out an assault synchron to give the lone SMSD multiple negates turn after turn, and just basically rely on him as being our main Omni. He'll be able to attack multiple times. He can negate twice per turn, every turn, not just the first time, because the first time it'll be a double Omni because you have the first assault, but then we have to consider getting assaults into the graveyard more often as well. Yeah, I think that's how we sequence it, right? That should be the sequence. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's fine. But then what does that mean if we have this? Because this is a non-tuner, right? Because then now, what if we have this over the righty? What does that mean? What about Alexander? Okay, so let's because I think we'll almost always have to start with this. And the good thing is that tuning is a card that can mill a dark, so we don't have to necessarily banish this Lubellion on this as well. We banish this. I show this, and then we could even conceal this because they're like, what else do you have? What the fuck? We just summon this.
Maybe normal. I think we normal it first. Maybe, I don't know.
You want to normal? Oh, so you want to? I guess my theory was play off of these two because they're so obscure. Because they're like, oh, they see Lubellion engraved. Oh, they see this on field, right? So they'll burn an interaction here, which is we don't really care. All this is just like bonus because this is this.
Going, yeah, if you're going, yeah, I can see why you're.
You know what I mean? Because like this is just bonus stuff. So because the main thing we want to resolve is resolve this gets the fellows, and or if this gets negated, then we have this for fellows, and then we can extend that way, right? While having a synchro established already, you know what I mean? To reduce with fellows, because once we're here, right, whether they interacted there, it'll be subjective to every game, every player.
They should make Stardust Synchron a quick effect.
Oh my god, that would be busted. A new errata? A Stardust Synchron quick effect? Oh shit. That'd be so good. Okay. Okay, so now that we're here, right? We just go summon effect. Because that would have been righty instead. So I think it works the same way. I'm pretty sure it works the same way. We get fellows. If they stop him, we have Stardust as the extender to get fellows, right? And now we can just go into, what do we do?
What's your extra for this build? Like what's in your?
Oh, I know what we did before. No, we do the same thing. We do the same line as we did before. We go into the spatter, right?
There's no scrap in this one.
And what?
No scrap in this one.
Oh no, yeah, we're just building off the sequence just to see what we do with this situation, right? So I think with this route, we just do the same thing we did before, right? So I'm not sure if we do the effect of this. No, I think we just do this because we're still trying to bait here. That's the whole point. We're just trying to bait because this is our.
The Stardust, in case later you need to resolve like an illumination or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, what I'm thinking of doing here, because remember, all this is excess stuff that we don't necessarily need to resolve.
Yeah.
But it's good if it does resolve, right? Because then now we have access to this, right? And then now we go effect of this. So are they going to interact there? We don't freaking know. Whether we go first or second, we'll be placing this or this. But for now, we're going first. We place this. And then now, this will revive this. And if the nib was here, it's perfectly fine, right? Because then we trigger the regain, revive our guy, reduce that, and full combo there, right? And if they don't, then we just go Chaos Ranger here. Because then now, Peter does matter, but at least we have a different line of play now that we can rely on. Because now we have Assault Engrave, right? We have, oh my god. And then we have access this, we discard this. We're still not going speeder, right? And okay, this is the line where we go to Scrap Warrior. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. This is nice. Oh, this is nice. Okay, Scrap Warrior. Okay, let's fix this. Here, that's there. It's fine. Okay, so then now. Yeah, I'm actually liking that opening, the 2-card combo opening, because it makes these cards insane.
No, so this has to be has to be like a 50 build, right? Like,
huh?
This has to be like a 50 list, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we have the sufficient of one controllers to allow that to happen, though.
Well, yeah, because we have fellows, we have full speed. Yeah, we're fine. It's just
like it's cool because we can go fellows to discard saronir as well, assuming we have excess, right? Like I think that's cool. Okay, let's see. I hope this is all making sense to you guys, because that's just the process of how I approach deck building.
in
Okay.
some niche situations, you might unironically send Lubellion from fellows.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a possibility too.
Yeah, if you have a dragon on board, like if you have like Assault Engrave already. It's like a very obscure play.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, right? Because like when you're sequencing your hand into a board or within the game, any game, whether you go first, whether you go second, you're doing it in a way where you're concealing information to be deceptive, right? You're trying to play a card that you want them to interact with, because you know that if they interact there, the ash is burnt, the impulse is burnt, the imperm is burnt. So you're like, I never needed that. So hang on, why does it not change? It should be changing him.
What's the...
No, the overlay should be changing. Yeah, right. So yeah. Okay, so now we go into this. But I do like that line where we tribute the Dispatter and revive it with what's his face? The Assault. Yeah, it's so good. And I'm a big fan because Bystials are not bad right now either. They're just not considered because they're not utilized. They're not multi-purpose, but for us and multi-purpose, there are Synchro non-tuner and they're an interaction, which is like a double. You know, it's so good. Whereas what is everyone else going to use it for? Just make an IP or SP, yeah? Okay, because now we just, like I said, we start with this, right? Okay, whether they interact here, we don't really mind, right? That was 1, 2, 3. Tribute this off. Oh my god, this day's going by fast. Damn, time flew. It's already fucking. We're already on our last hour. Holy crap. Okay, then this will place. Like even if the nib was here, we don't care. This is just extra, right? Our main thing is resolving Fullspeed, resolving righty, right? That's our main thing. So all this is just extra. And we can go cast Angel here. Like 2 cards getting us this. That's I'm happy with that. While being we activate this. If the Ash is there, we don't mind. We just pivot, right? We go and speeder there anyways. So good. Get back this. Get this. And this is all pre-speeder, remember that. That's the whole purpose of the sequence, to do everything before speeder. And even if we don't get to speeder, we still establish something, right? And then now we go into scrap. We still have our additional summon. That says this guy's unaffected. All of our synchros are unaffected to this guy. And then now... Oh, where's Chick? I forgot to add Chick here. That's fine, I'll just add this. Right, and then now we're here. We reduce. I guess we can reduce this guy. And this is what I was referring to, where if we need to synchro with the spatter, it's okay, because then we can just revive it later with regain, right? Because then now we just revive anything, because that's gonna be speeder here. So. That can revive that. That goes Crimson here. That goes Speeder there.
Yeah, I mean, we already used Assault this turn, so we might as well revive it.
Yeah.
We already used, like, the effect.
Okay. Okay, let's start. Let's. Huh. Okay, I'm not getting so far. I'm not getting. We need the Chick, though.
Yeah,
because otherwise we can't make Stardust a one card combo. And then we need Crimson for sure. This is debatable whether we need to play it or not, but this is there. And then we need Genix. Do we need to play the Genix Synchro? I think we do, right?
We could.
Because we make it with this, like this and Assault.
That's true. I mean, you have like the Chaos Angel, which kind of nuts already.
Yeah.
It's another 10. I don't know.
Like this gives us immunity. But then Genix gives us the...
Obviously gives you a negate, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unless you changed it up. How did we summon Dispatter again?
We summon it with Asti. Asti and Assault.
Okay. You could... The Genix restriction is only... It just requires a Dark Tuner, right?
Yeah, a Dark Tuner, which is perfect for this guy. Because we have so many 8s, right?
I mean, we could like... Crimson get the Dispatter out later if we really wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It's a target for, we can make this guy or this guy. This can target this and make this, right? But then that's assuming. Like, okay, the question is, are we going to be playing the SMSD package? Are we? You know what I mean? Is that what we're doing?
I'm trying to think, because like if we did the SMSD, if we're doing like the 3 10s, I think we only do 1.
Yeah.
SMSD. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think 1's enough. I think 1 and Jura, no?
Yeah. Yeah. If we're gonna play it, I think only 1.
But I need to finish the sequence though, because you saw how we were like kind of occupied. Like the Chaos Angel's there, the Dispatter's there, and that's
Let's
two
see
zones
what
that are locked.
happens if you do, because if we're doing like all 3 10s, the SMSD is probably gonna be made on your opponent's turn. Because you're trying to resolve. Well, I don't know if you can resolve them.
Actually, I think we do. I think I have an idea. I think we need Rumble for that though.
Yeah, if you to do this the second Crimson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think because because what do we because that's how we get the second Assault Synchron then.
Yeah.
Right? That's how we get a double.
I was thinking like if you know when we made this battle game, I was thinking if we started off with the Genix.
Instead?
Yeah. Because we have a light.
Well, no. The issue is because we need a dragon to tribute for Lubellion. That's the thing.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that part of the sequence is kind of fixed. You can't really, it has to be that to force any responses. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let's see.
I think we.
One has to be.
Because I think I kind of want to implement that theory where we get a bunch of assaults in the graveyard, and then if it comes to that, our SMSD can just hold the fort, basically. You know, like just okay, I'm left to my one SMSD. I have double Omni to this turn and next turn. The Jura?
Let's see what yeah, because we're gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
And let's see. Let's try that maybe. Because I wonder if like Chaos Angel just requires, well, it doesn't technically require it. You want a light and a dark. I'm trying to think, can that be done later? I don't know.
Yes, legendary. Yeah.
Like
You can have an unaffected speeder without the hedgehog. With one card. You were saying so?
No, I was just trying to think because like if we didn't do the Chaos Angel there, I was wondering maybe it's possible to be done later. I'm trying to think.
I'm just trying to think of what we're gonna climb into once we resolve speeder, right? Because what do we have? Because I know we
stuff to climb with, right?
Yeah. Let me just resolve it. Let me just resolve it, and then we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, because you would have had assault, and then the speeder. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, something to consider as well is there will be times where we can just go summon this. No, but then that makes him... No, that's revealing too much, I think. Then for sure they'll interact with the saronir. But then...
Going first, but maybe not going second.
No, I mean, just either. I think going second, they'll just spot remove the saronir, it seems.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you can do it going second, but maybe going first in some niche situations you probably could.
Yeah.
But like...
Okay, I think maybe then we always just start with this 2 and see how far this 2, and then we just pivot with the other extenders.
Yeah.
So this will be in 1, in 2. Drives this. We'll dump Lubellion. And then we go into the batter. I think we might need a 7. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, because you had a 5. Yeah. You had a 5 and you had assault on board at the very end there.
Yeah. Yeah, and all this is unnecessary. Like, if the nib is here, it's fine. We still have our normal summon. We still have our ways to speeder. And then right here. Oh, so right here, do you want to go Genix instead? Is that what you're saying, or Chaos Angel?
Yeah, let's try that. Let's try Genix.
Okay.
That was like a nib check, right? Now we're trying to like
Yeah, because if he has nib, we just negate it with
Yeah.
yeah. So it doesn't really matter. And then now this is our extension, right? This is our okay. Did you interact with any of this? You didn't? Okay, then that means you have nothing. And then we just full combo basically. And if they did, oh, you interacted early? That's perfectly fine. We just combo anyways. It's so good. Okay, this will give us access to this and this. And we'll discard the stardust. And then we just go into this. And once again, this is all pre-speeder. Which is the whole intention, right? That gives me chick. Add to hand. Maybe I don't know. Okay. And then now we go. Stardust is there as the extender as well, which is nice. And then the regain just being there just makes me feel so secure because I know at the very least I can get back my dispatter. Oh, that's just nice. Okay, so then now all we do is this will revive the assault, right? And then that makes the crimson, right?
Yeah.
And then we make room, and then it's fine. This spider will come back later.
Rumble too. Yeah.
We get rumble here. And then now we go speeder there. Where's the animation here?
Now with the power of summon speeder.
What's in your grave? Can I see something?
I have this.
Okay.
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 So now it's a matter of okay. So I have summoned 3, so I could. One of these has not. One of these can't be summoned. So for this is what I'm saying. Do I get the other salt in rotation as well, right? In case we get to a grind game. So I'll always have SMSD, right?
I think you definitely have to get the junk in the Stardust because we intentionally left the OG Stardust in so you could use Illumination. So if you bridged into OG Stardust now, you'd have the Illumination
To summon and synchro with, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
No, I don't know what the last one is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the last one?
Let's see. So if you did...
What up, Delta?
If, for example, let's just think it. So if you did OG Stardust, you climbed into Stardust, you grabbed Illumination, you used Illumination. You know what? It might be scrap because you could technically make a Chaos Angel if you have the Excel. Alright, no, we only have the one Stardust in deck, never mind.
Yeah.
One Stardust Synchron left in deck. If you played one more, you could like...
Yo, what up, Nick?
If you played one more, you could have, if you played one more, you could have basically climbed into OG Stardust with Junk and the Junk Speeder. You could have added the Illumination. Illumination gets Trail. The Scrap Synchron and the Trail could have made the Excel Synchron, and the token would have been generated, and you could have dumped the third Stardust as a Chaos Angel with the token, and then you could have...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what
I mean, wait, was I not playing through Stardust? I'm pretty sure I was.
We have one engraved, and only one in deck is saying.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna make the Chaos Angel. No, there's 3 in here.
Fuck, why did it only show one?
Because you can only summon 1.
Okay, well I thought it showed. Okay, go through it again.
I was like, wait, what? No, I'm pretty sure I have 3.
Okay, go through that again. My bad.
Alright, that's fine. So wait, is there any other extra deck that we're missing?
For that play, no, unless because what would that? So let me just think, because that would have gotten. Once we got the thing, we would have had Stardust on board still with a Stardust Synchron, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what we could do from there.
Because it depends on what we climb with. Because the 5 will have to convert into either a 6, a 7, or an 8.
Yeah.
Right? So I think, when are we gonna make the Omega as well? That's what I'm thinking too. Are we gonna make Omega?
Yeah, I think we
towards the end, right?
Technically, that Sonic chick could just be tribute fodder.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So then-
you could get the Sonic. You can make the Sonic chick just be tribute fodder for the
Maiden.
Stardust Synchron, right?
BD, yeah, it was a good idea, bro. Okay, okay, so I'm just trying to think of what when I convert the first. What's the next step though? We have Crimson there, Rumble there. Rumble can revive Stardust. That can. Wow, we have so many things we can do. There's so many things we can do.
I know.
I feel like we need a 7 because there will be times when we have righty.
Wait, I'm silly. I know how. The play played itself. I forgot illumination. Yeah, if we did the thing with the Chaos Angel.
Yeah.
You just illuminate the Stardust Synchron. Reduce, make Droll.
Super. We're not playing the brave guy anymore. That was only like for Calamity because it was like the payoff was insane.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I understand.
But I think we need a 7 though, because there will be times where we have righty and we have a Bystial.
Is righty only on normal summon or is it special summon? Because if so, just make it AFD. Or if you care about going second, just make it.
It's normal, only a normal summon. Maybe Busted was special summon. And the only thing that comes to mind is a Q-Bell.
I was gonna say like Q-Bell technically helps with the going second aspect, which is what you need.
Yeah, because this can be tributed off with saronir. I mean with Lubellion.
I can see Kudio being added. That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so this here. Okay, let's try the thing you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so all we're doing now is just trying to figure out our going second capabilities, right? It seems ambitious because we have so many cards to work with, but whenever you go second, that's what you have to work with the entire hand, right? That's the point. Of course, we have 1-card combos. They're not as resilient, but that's the purpose of these, of this. Okay. Okay. So we go this. Saronir. Shooting risers, dump something from deck. I mean, we can dump an assault. That'd be great. That gets all the assaults out of the deck. Because I'm so tempted on playing triple assault because I think that theory is pretty cool. Lubellion. Do we max out Lubellion or do we just play 2? Because we only need 2.
You want to play into Droll as little as possible. Because Droll, don't forget, Droll is still after the other.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. We can play through Droll. That's the thing. If we can get the speeder, we can play the Droll.
But if you start your turn with the Lubellion, then that's going to be kind of cool.
Well, I mean, if we have no other way to get a speeder, of course, yeah. But I'm saying like we will have other ways to, you know.
Well, no, think about like if your hand is like Stardust, Fullspeed, Lubellion, hand trap.
The moment you said full speed,
Yeah.
we have to start with no. In that case, we have to start with full speed. Yeah, we would have to start with full speed. Because then that means... No, that doesn't work either.
So that's why I'm more of a person that I think you should play cash cards. I think the cash cards provide higher value into Droll. And slightly synergize a bit better with Scrap Synchron in an aspect where you can do the play like you mentioned, where you can go like Special Fenrir, Scrap Synchron in hand, make Junk Warrior Extreme, force battle phase, Junk Speeder battle phase. None can't respond to it. Basically.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But this is just like a just a little detour.
It was the Gen X one here, right?
Yeah. Actually, we can make either or, cause
yeah, because it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
It's just you have a nib proof if you do Gen X here. That's good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
Yeah, this is nib proof, yeah, for sure. There's this and this. Oh no. Okay, Legendary. Have you seen the video where I cover the ego booster? Watch that, and that'll make much more sense. Oh shit!
It's the...
Why doesn't it change? That's annoying.
What's up?
No, the overlay doesn't change. That's weird.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Chick.
cross on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this line plays around nib or forces nib. That's why it's being utilized. And Crimson here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then now we just go into speeder.
Yeah.
And even if this gets negated, it's fine. Because we just have so many resources.
Yeah, they're getting Stardust Synchron, Junk Synchron, and Scrap Synchron.
Okay.
And you're getting, yeah, the
Elimination. Okay. And then now how do we climb?
Then go with Junk Synchron and Junk Speeder into regular Stardust.
Right? I see.
Activate Illumination.
Let's go, Excel! Okay. Hey, yeah, Tro.
Yeah, summon it. Make Excel Synchron.
Oh my god, it's exciting! Where's that?
Synchro summon! Come on in, Excel Synchron!
Hey, let me change this. Let me put some of this on. No, wrong one. This one.
Activate the... yeah.
What am I dumping? Stardust? Right?
Yeah. And you're increasing. On the resolution of this, I think you have to summon the Sonic chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the resolution of this, on the res of this, you summon Sonic too. If it will let you. The fuck? Oh, you have to say no to that? Yeah, there you go. That's just for the... Technically, you could have done it a stage later. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You're doing, Illumination, Reduce, Stardust Synchron.
Hahaha, yes, yeah, let's go. That's a draw, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Then, yeah, you can Crimson Dragon target Jura.
Okay. And then finally Omega, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go. And this is Trail. This is why she's 3 bodies. 3 body Trail. I mean, that's not something she should be proud of, but you know. Okay, so we have Omega, and then we have the Spada coming back whenever they summon something. We have double Omni. Oh, we have a draw as well.
Yeah, no, it comes down. Yeah.
Let's put with the trail. Let's put with trail.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Okay, so now we have a double Omni, at which point the regain can put back the assault to keep looping the assaults to keep putting multiple negations on the SMSD. The regain will keep reviving our Bystials, which is going to be the spatter, so that gives us a bit of a grind. Something that we don't typically have with Synchron. Our guides are unaffected by monster effects. We have... how many attributes do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 attributes. We're just missing fire and water, right?
I'm okay with that. I think
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, we're just missing fire and water.
Dark Ruler no more. Proceed to have no
The
interruptions.
fuck, Nick? What the fuck, bro? There's always that one guy, bro. It's always that one guy. Okay.
Hey, I'm not saying Dark Ruler evenly. That's different. I'm saying a singular card.
No. What we do is we do go Omega, hit the evenly, bro, and we hit the Dark Ruler. That's what we do. And then we have what else do we have? We have Rumble. Rumble can revive.
Yeah, Rumble.
Yeah, it's a form of extension.
What do we want though?
I'm not sure. Okay, so what do we have left? How many more slots do we have? Oh, 2 more slots.
Play the VZ Synchro. I still think it's worth citing the VZ Synchro because, like.
Well, first and foremost, we still need the Marcher for the speederless line because this deck can do it for sure. What else?
Because that or Librarian, and you draw into.
No, not Librarian. We need something else. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, Herald. I'm missing Herald. The fuck?
If you're playing Herald, you know what you should put in there?
Mitsu?
Oh god.
Put Mitsu cards in here? Okay. So let's arrange this so we understand. Okay, so we have our starters here.
Like, Leo, you know the second place Yummy Mitsu player at YCS Pittsburgh? They were main decking Dark Ruler.
Yep. It's so good, man. So good. Okay, what else was here? Then we have this guy. Begin. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm playing multiple assaults to do that theory. But I think we can just juggle the assault with regain, no?
Yeah. It just the only time you want to do more.
Because we can just tuning for this and you know, so there's basically 4 copies of it.
Yeah. It just depends on how much you want to open it. That's really all it comes down to.
Well, I kind of want to start my combos with it. That's why I'm maxing out the Lubellion and the Bystials. This is what I want to start with. And, you know, because that'll force responses.
Do you want to max it out? What would that put us on deck count? That would put us 39?
Well, I mean, it could be main deck, and then 20 non-engine, right? So it would look like this. Because you want to open up... You either want to open up the... Because, okay, what this means is... This means that if you hard open this, tuning can search for something else, right? That's what this means. And I still, what am I missing though? I'm missing Foolish. Okay, and then the rest can be non-engine, because we have so many one-card starters. We're allowed to have a list like this, because once you start getting peculiar with it and saying, no, play one of this, play one of this. Like, it's like, you know, like.
Do we unironically play the Charmies? Like just 6 copies.
Oh yeah, no, we have to play the answer to Charmy. So Charmy and the answers to it. So play Charmy, This is debatable because we're not too sure. That's like a side deck, I think. Ash. Oh, what the fuck? Wrong one.
Why, no, that one. What the hell?
Yeah, no, that was a misclick. I don't want that one. They called by. Sounds. We need triple because sniping is nice, and we need Droll. What other good non-engine that we can play? I think Droplet we need. I think we need Droplet for sure.
I could see it. Send like regain or something.
Yeah, send regain, send the Bystials, chain to this, right?
It also gets a light for dark and raid. Like it's I would say put droplets in.
Yeah. Discard the stardust. Discard the assaults. Yeah, somebody's gonna start.
You want imperms just for finish going second.
What are Francois? Yeah, that's a different variant, Delta. But we're just purely focusing on Bystial because if we start incorporating all these other engines, you introduce inconsistencies, right? So you have to like treat that as a separate variant, right? Which is what we'll do. That's the whole purpose of these lives right now. Main deck Dark Ruler. I don't mind main deck Dark Ruler, but it's not that good against Reiko Tail, which is my concern.
Do you want to put the bells in maybe?
Which one?
It would be play Bell. It'd be
Oh yeah, Bell. Yeah, Bell for sure. Yeah, we need Bell.
I don't know. What
You know what the last two cards are? Synchro, One Way, and One Veiler.
Hell yeah, let's go. Hey man, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. I mean, think about it. Veiler is a light that can facilitate our dark graveyard stuff, right? So
I don't want to hear.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Could be like Synchro Overtake or.
It can be overtake because our extra deck is so tight.
Well, you have one target already. I mean, but the target isn't.
Oh yeah. I guess overtake for this.
It's either overtake or I think it's worth playing. Just play 2 Perulia.
Yeah, I could see Perulia. Just 2 Perulia. That makes sense.
Perulia.
Just to give more, like at the very least, like it's a 1. It's 1 for 1, right?
Like normal summon Charmy if you're going for with Scrap Synchron or something.
Let me think. Dark Ruler no more out with the trap and put in RDA. I mean, I think that'll just be a separate variant altogether. Because if I play the RDA stuff, I would have to change the extra deck drastically. Because you have to make the Scarred.
Don't typically pair with.
Huh?
The Synchron cards themselves don't typically pair well with the RDA stuff.
Yeah, the RDA pairs only well with the Bystials because of the level, the dark level 5.
You have to like cut down on like your Synchron engine if you wanted to include RDA stuff, which would change like the deck. Like,
yeah, because then you like the thing with their.
Entirely.
Hang on. Weird. Oh my god. I mean, foolish. I mean, it's an extender. It sends Stardust, so that works. It can dump a lot of dark for these guys, right? So that's where it's okay. Because that means you go this dump Sorrow dumps this. Now you have 2 light and darks. You can banish the Sorrow, special the Bystial, and and get things going that way. So I guess it's either that or I just take.
I don't like 3 assaults.
Well, it's because you want to open with this. That's the point, right? Okay, so you know how I showed you guys in the thing your 2-card combo, and then your 1-card starter, and then your extender. This is the same way. You have your 2-card combo, you have your 1-card combo, and then Stardust is your extender. It's the same way. Yeah, I don't know.
Because Bystials are okay versus like Yummy and Mitsu. Completely worthless versus Dracotail.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. No. So we're not using it for their interactive purposes or capabilities. We're using it because it has that and it's a synchro material. Whereas other decks, they don't really need it for that. They use it because it's interactive enough, so it should be in our deck. Whereas no, ours it's a decent interaction while being a synchro material.
Being interacted early on with like, because like you're designing your deck around having 60 cards. It's like the idea is that you open up like a 1-card starter, another like an extender hopefully, and then the last 3 would be like non-engine.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, ideally, yeah, that's how it is. But most of the time, it's not how it is. But it's just the objective that you have in place, right? That's the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, anything wouldn't do anything.
I'm worried on an early interaction, say on like your 1-card starter, that the Bystials won't be able to be used.
Yeah, which is why we're maxing out the assault and the tuning, right? To allow that to not be the case, right? Because like there will be times where we do have only our 1-card starter, and we'll have like an on engine, and then that gets stopped, and we're like, oh, we're cooked. But that's kind of how it is sometimes. Like there's not much we can do about that. We have a theory in place, and we're trying to implement it, and at the end of the day, it's still just theory, and it'll vary, right? It's just the fact that we have something to go off of, and not just like randomly just put cards together and hope it sticks. Whereas everything has a purpose for it. Put in 2 thrust.
What are you thrusting for going first? Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing to thrust going first. That's the thing. If I had like going first, set synchro, synchro, synchro one way. Oh yeah. I'm just trying to think. What can the last 2 cards be? Because like we could just put 2 Perulia, right? But like, how's Perulia versus Dracotail?
Terrible.
How's it good against Mitsu?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Mitsu.
Because also Yummy, like even pure Mitsu, they're giving you at least 1 draw. So that's
Yeah,
at least
it's a
trading.
1-for-1, which is like
It's 1 or 2 draws.
deeper in your
minimum.
deck. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just cut this and put 3 Perulia. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Really? I would prefer keeping the Foolish, in my opinion.
I think just 2 is fine.
You think just 2 is fine then?
Yeah, I feel like the Foolish is too valuable for you to lose. Like it's
Okay.
another starter, technically. Like
Yeah. Okay. It seems fine. Okay, so then now, this is the portion where we just do a bunch of fucking randomized test hands and see how often we see the bricks. Oh my god.
You got a notepad open, write this down, count the amount of playable hands, and all that.
Okay. I'm gonna draw a beast like every fucking game, right? Fucking
Well,
hell.
what you really should be doing is gathering these cards right now in person and then switching to your camera is what you really should be doing.
I should be. I should. I don't have the fucking fellows cards though. That's the thing. I have everything else except for the fellow stuff. Okay.
The cool thing, have you watched Joshua Schmidt? He when he does his sort of deck building, he does it mixed with well, actually no, he only does, because he's like Konami affiliated. He only does like with his camera, like for deck building.
Wait. What was that? What was that? What was that?
Because you know how like Joshua Schmidt is like Konami affiliated.
Yeah.
He can't use like stims to deck build, like on stream at least. So.
Oh, he can use like Omega or anything.
So.
No,
whenever he does like deck building, he only does like deck profile style, like with his website.
Oh, like the physical cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do prefer the physical cards. It just seems better. Like it feels more immersive.
Shuffling too is more real.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how many
All right,
fucking times we
write it
fucking
down.
brick.
Write it down.
Okay, this is great.
That hand. 2 hand traps needed.
Yeah, this works though, right? They stop here, pivot into this. They stop that, we're cooked. We just pass with Bystial. Okay.
A good amount on it. So write that down. That's
It's playable. It's playable. That's one.
That's
Hey,
a
let me
good one.
get a notepad. Let me get a fucking notepad. Oh my god, what the fuck is his head? This is awesome. Okay.
I mean, the hand's good without any interruption.
Yeah, no Droll, we're good. So we're 1 for 1. We're good. So this is pretty good. Okay. So we get this. All right. We play off of this.
Technically, like a Valor Infirm still is not very good. In basically
Yeah, but it'll vary, right? Because we're gonna try to bait with this, right? We're gonna try to bait with this first. This will
No,
bait.
I don't even think not even a lot of people. No one's playing Imperm, by the way. Like, only like maybe like 30% of people are playing Imperm. Right?
Then we're good. Then we're good. Most of our hands are good. Then.
'Cause
I mean, we could have
people
placed
found-
Regan instead, and then gotten a draw here, right? And then depending on the stop us here, then yeah, fair. But it's playable. It's playable. That's fine. All we want to see is
Not
if
the
it's
best
playable.
hand, It's playable.
Okay, so good.
That
Okay,
hand
okay.
is
Oh,
very fragile.
What if we didn't fucking busted? We have cross out, and we have stopped the Charmy, and we stopped Charmy as well.
Okay, yeah. It's technically like it's the weakest starter, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this works. So we're 3 for 3. Okay, this works. This works because we can go special this, tribute it for Stardust, right? We have a Dark Engrave, and then we play. Yeah, this is awesome. We have we're good. Okay, that's
So you can
okay, we're
make,
good.
You can make Gen X or something.
Yeah.
You don't have any. You don't have anything. To
Okay, that's
prevent.
good. We're 4 for 4. This is still good. This is still really good. We have the extender, we have the starter, we have the.
And you have foolish. Not too bad.
Okay, that's 5. So far, not so bad. Oh, we're fucked. Okay, this is the first brick. It's the first brick. Okay, so we go second.
Hey,
That's
if
not
it's
bad.
Yummy- If it's like Yummy or Mitsu,
We're
not
fine.
bad. Could be worse.
Yeah, but we don't have a play going first though.
Yeah, you'd have to like pass.
Okay, so this is a brick. Okay. Okay, 4 more draws. 4 more tries. Oh, this is busted. This is awesome. Okay, cool. This is cool.
Nope, 2 normal summons, but it's okay.
We have the pivot for this guy. We have the starter for this guy. If we go in
Oh, I
second, we have
forgot opening,
Charmy.
like, full speed. Opening full speed and scrap is actually like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes.
Okay, so we're good here.
Full speed kind of irrelevant if they interrupt you.
We are on 7. We're 6 and 1.
Oh well, that's not a good hand.
Oof.
Can I make this work?
How? Tribute summon the Druid Wurm?
Yeah.
That's the only play.
I mean, hold on, because you could.
Can we do something here?
What's your 7?
Well, he's going 8. I think. Not really.
Oh, you know what you could do? You can cross
Oh,
up
yeah, I guess
banish
you could.
something and revive it with the spatter.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, it's negated.
It's negated, but fuck, that's cooked. Okay, so I'll count this as a brick. I'll count this as a brick. Okay, we're on 8, so
Like,
2
maybe
more.
You could technically make Gen X. with
Yeah.
Dark.
Okay, that's fine. So 2 more. 2 more. We have 2 more. Let's see. Okay, so this is good. This is busted. We have qualified. We good. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, last one.
Second, yeah.
Last one. It better not be a fucking brick. Fuck, it's a brick.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, no, what do you
Okay.
This is maybe doable.
Oh, actually, hang on.
Yeah, if you
You
can
get
do
Marcher, right?
Yeah, we play Marcher. So what does that do for us, though? Let's see. What does it do for us? Let's just see. We'll summon this. Oh no! We should have tribute summon. No, we don't tribute summon. There's Marcher here.
Wait, so do you have Marcher here? Hold on, yeah. This is. I think this might be okay. This might just be something.
How? I'm trying to see how. Finish this. Okay, that's this. Oh, it's Spatter Herald. Is it Spatter Herald?
yeah.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. We have Regain. We have Beast. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, not horrible.
Oh, it's Jura too. It's a mean Jura. Or Genix as well, but no, this goes this.
Yeah, the Dispatter gives you the most.
Okay, it's playable. It's playable.
Well, it's technically 2 interruptions. Not actually 2 interruptions because
It's 3. This can revive something, and then when we tribute this, we revive with assault, and then it becomes an interaction, right?
And as soon as Herald banishes something, technically Dispatter
Yeah.
becomes live again.
But I think the most
I would call that like half playable. I call it half playable.
no, but no, it's fun. No, think about it. Look, we have Beast to pop, tribute the Spatter, revive it with assault. It gets banished. It becomes a monster pop with an Omni. So we have 2 pops, 3, and then the bell, depending on how effective the bell is. That's a pass. I'll call that as a pass. It's a pass.
Some of that's still, right?
Wurm can summon itself as well. So if we do something here as well, we can do something. I don't know. Oh, what's this do?
Like I say, because we have
Oh shit! Oh shit! We have combo.
Yeah.
We have combo.
Yeah, this
This is fucking playable. This is so playable. How we win? We win. We win.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Harold's a tutor, bro. GG, buddy. Increase, no? Oh, doesn't matter.
You're gonna have
Let's
to you're gonna
see.
tribute anyway for
Yeah.
No, we can revive the Spatter with assault.
Right.
So
I was
that's
thinking
what I'm
of
saying.
using that now though, in case it nibbed, but you probably would have gotten nibbed already.
Oh my god, this is playable. So out of 10 draws, 10 hands, we break twice. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Holy shit, that was hilarious. I was like barely possible. I was like, wait a second. And then Excel was like, wait, can you revive Wurm? I was like, oh yeah, you can. It's a fucking tutor. I was like, oh shit. Let's go. Okay, so
'Cause normally
in this
I
case,
thought that'd be an icon on Herald if it was a tuner.
yeah. Okay, so first up we had Junk. What are we adding? Just full speed? Discard full speed? Or the chick?
It has to be
We
cheap.
already. It has to be checked because we already got everything we wanted at full speed, right?
Well, because the difference
no,
is
we
we can
need-
get we can keep the Stardust or we don't need the Stardust. So it'll depend, right? That's what it matters.
Yeah.
Let's just go for this. We'll discard that. We'll just get the additional summon. And then we reduce. Holy shit, that was close. We almost put it as a barely pass. Fucking Nick, bro. He's like, that's a barely pass. It's a barely pass. Like half.
Well, I
fucking
kinda
full
forgot that Herald
combo.
was a tuner from
Yeah, I know. I did
Yeah,
too.
'cause Marcher. Yeah, Marcher is a card. Usually it doesn't work in our favor when that happens.
Yeah,
It's
but that
smart.
time I did. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then we just do
You
this,
don't have
right?
You don't have trail, so it's still kind of like you still kind of have to
That's
finagle yourself around.
true.
No, it's just fine because what we can do is we can use ST's effect, revive it with assault. So that'll be our extra. You know what I mean? As you go to Crimson, But I need to find a way to. Okay, so it's gonna have to be. I think it has to be a 3 for sure. And I think it has to be
Can
this.
generically banish something from your own grave? Like if there was a way you could banish without using Bystials, is there a way you can just banish like your own herald so you can revive it? Oh, no, you already used better. You already used
Bystial.
better, never mind.
Yeah, Bystial revive it and revive it with the better.
They could banish a card from our own grave, like a synchro that banishes it.
Yeah, but you're.
What up, Shade Blade?
Dispatter, so.
Yeah, A2. We end. Yeah, A2. So eight out of 10 hands we brick twice, which I don't mind that at all. That's pretty good. Okay, and that's basically gonna wrap it up. But this is basically what we try to do today. And leading up to Locus this Saturday, I'm hoping that I'm gonna check with the mail after this, and I'm gonna see if I got the cards in the mail.
I don't know if
Okay.
it is Nick, but I am currently looking.
What happened?
If there's a synchro that generically banishes a card from the grave.
Oh, okay. It would have to be.
Banish your own herald if you had to use it for combo. and
Yeah.
then Revive it with the better.
Oh fuck! No, you're right. Why is there no Roto in here?
Rhoda.
Oh, Rhoda.
Yeah, Rhoda. What the fuck? You're right. No, good pointing out, bro. Is Shade Blade
Hey,
coming in?
am I
Fucking that. Okay, yeah, we need this to start there. I need to put this
And
Uh,
Wolfrayet.
put this here. I gotta rearrange this, but it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, not bad. Fucking hell. The last combo was fucking surprising. Oh yeah, it's a fucking tutor. All right, guys, but that's basically gonna be it. Thank you guys for joining me, and this is gonna be leading up to my locals because I want to be able to get the Synchron deck to the give us options to play
There
with,
is.
right?
There's a card that does it.
Which one?
Toxic Boxfish.
Toxic Boxfish?
That is the. You target one card on the grave or banish it.
Oh my god! I remember seeing this card. I think Nick mentioned this one.
You asked for a card that banishes card of the graveyard. I just told you which one.
Toxic Boxfish? Oh my god. Okay, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll continue this tomorrow and try a different variant, but for now, this one seems pretty solid. It's very. We were very thorough. We'll see what other options we have because this seems okay, right? It's not as fragile. It's very interactive. We have non-engine, and yeah. You guys have a good night, good morning, wherever you are, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you guys. Oh my god, bro.
Monsters like Big Piece Golem retrain.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me switch this. Hang on. Oh my god. Okay.
They are RDA cards.
Let's.
Oh my god,
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
I can't stress how cool. Wait, there's a Crimson Blader retrain too.
Oh my. Oh, it is 38. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Where's their effects? Oh my god! The last image looks epic. The Crimson Resonator looks so freaking cool. Hang on, let me share the thing. Hang on. Wait, give me a second.
I don't have translations yet, but I'm working on it. Hold on, let me try and find them.
Okay, just give me a second, guys. Give me a second.
Like an overtake, kind of maybe. I don't know. Kind of looks like.
So there's a new Resonator, and
like
there's
overtake.
what's that? What's the guy? Vice Group? I forget his name.
Okay, let's try this. Let me just
You can special if your
quickly.
opponent controls a monster.
Vice Dragon.
Is it Vice Dragon?
All
I
right,
think
let
it's
me
Vice
just
Dragon.
quickly just change it real quick.
You're talking about the purple thing, right? Yeah.
Wait,
Screen.
no, that might be the card you want. It might just be a free special summon.
I'm thinking that as well. Let's see. Hang on, let me just change this real quick.
Where are these
The-
cards?
Excel, look at the new art. Is that like a supernova retrain? It looks like a supernova or a red nova retrain. Sorry, but we already have red supernova, so I'm.
That
kinda
I was
confused
not
by the
prepared for
retrain,
this.
but
If it's a retrain, it might just be like a new level 10 then, you know?
it looks so cool. The artwork looks so fucking dope.
Where... I'm confused where you're finding these.
I can't freaking stretch my thing. Hang on. Where's the translations, bro?
I'm trying to find them. Hold.
Okay, look how cool these things look, bro. Oh my god, this is... Oh, dude, we're so... this is so good. Jack, bro, okay. This is probably going to be way better support than the Synchron support, unfortunately. If the structure deck was as good as it was,
it's gonna be very good.
this has to be better, for sure.
Hold on. I'm trying to find if I can see a translation. But
I want to... Okay, the last cards are spells. There's no way there's no spells.
probably a trap. Probably last one's a trap if I had to maybe guess. One of them
Hang on, let me
probably
change
a
this
trap.
to this. We're just waiting to see what these cards are.
I'm just using Google Translate. And you can get a general idea. of
No
what you do.
spoilers, no spoilers. I'd like official translations. Not official translations, but at least like formalized translations.
Hang on, let me see.
Mind you, these literally released like minutes ago, so it's like it's not like there's any official translator.
Let me see if I can... Hang on.
Use AI to translate them.
Where's the thing?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, let me read the resonator guy.
It's kind of broken English, but like some of these are pretty good.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Let's see. Have they announced
so
it
there.
yet?
I'll briefly read out the resonator guy, but there's no mind. It's not like a good translation.
All right. Let me see. Hang on. Let me fucking timestamp this. Fuck.
So it's not official. Like, mind you, if you're gonna edit this into a video, you can probably put the proper translations on the side.
Yeah.
So the resonator is a level 3 Dark Fiend tuner. You can reveal one RDA from your extra deck, specialist card from your hand. This turn you can only special summon Synchro monsters from your extra deck.
That's
So it doesn't
fine.
even look like there's a hard Dark Dragon Synchro lock. It's only Synchro lock.
That's great. So you reveal what? You reveal what?
RDA, like the original RDA from your extra.
Okay, and then you special it. What else does it do?
It
If
gives
this card
an
special summon, you can
additional
activate. Yeah, additional normal summon of a resonator.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Which means, you know Chain Resonator? The one that specials one from deck on normal summon? That one?
Yeah, that has potential. What if it?
And its third effect, you can target any number of tuner monsters on your field, change their level to 1. So it's a bit eh. It's like okay.
Okay, I think NASA is updating the text. Let's see.
So the Resonator guy is okay. He's not the star. But I think we already had good Resonators anyway, so I'm not like...
Yeah, for sure.
The non-tuners is what we always need, right?
That
Yeah.
is a free like special less than.
But that's
Okay, let me,
nice. Special. That's good, right?
Yeah, and
Depending on how good
it,
like the Spice Dragon. All these guys have 3 effects, by the way. Every one of these cards have like 3 effects. So
Let me Okay, come on, NASA. I'm waiting for the freaking text, bro.
I think one of those is an assault mode, based on the name.
what do you mean?
Hang on, I'll just use the AI. I'll just use the AI. Hang on, let me just AI.
The one that
AI has been
translated
pretty
is
good.
Scarred Nova Dragon / Buster. So that's, I'm pretty sure, assault mode.
To be honest, that looks like an abyss retrain. Like one of those cards look like an abyss retrain. So one looks like a red Nova retrain.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, the one under Demon Beast is an assault mode monster, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, really? Wait.
Yeah, it's slash buster. That's slash assault mode. Effective buster mode. That's assault mode.
Oh yeah, because I guess they like no CG for Japan, they're called differently, right? So it's technically RDA is not Red Dragon Archfiend, it's called like Red Demon's Dragon.
Exactly, yeah. Because they can't use that over here.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is a assault mode.
Yeah.
When your opponent activates a card effect, you can banish the card from your field into the end phase. Banish cards from your opponent's field up to the number of tuners in your grave. Okay, so it's a main deck supernova.
Okay, so the first one, from what I think that's the one you told me about, right? The Darkness Resonator, level 3 Dark Fiend Tuner, attack 1300, defense 300. You can only use each of these effects 1, 2, and 3 effects once per turn. You can reveal one Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck to activate this effect. Special summon this card from your hand. For the rest of this turn, you can only special summon Synchro monsters from the extra deck. That's fine. If this card is special summon, you can activate this effect during your main phase. This turn, you can normal summon one Resonator monster in addition to your normal summon. You can target any number of tuners monster you control. Their levels become 1. That's actually pretty good, because sometimes it's a bit awkward when you have like a certain level and you need a 3 and a 2 and a 1 to make the Nova. But now you can make like a 9 and convert it into a Nova, which is great. Okay, that's the first one.
NASA uploaded the translation.
Oh, nice. Okay, he updated it, right?
Yeah,
NASA's currently doing the other ones.
Oh, okay. I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can do it faster. Hang on. Oh, this is the next one.
But if we're just gonna slowly go through it, so this Resonator is, how would you say, a one of probably?
Yeah, it's a one of. Okay, so the dragon, the Power Vice Dragon. So level 5 Dark Dragon effect, attack 2000, attack 24 defense. You can only use each of this card's effect 1 and 2 effects once per turn. If you control no monsters or only Dark Synchro monsters, you can activate this effect. Special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so this is like a vision. If this card is special summon, you can add 1 Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. What? Oh shit!
What?
This is good.
That's crazy.
That's good. Okay, so if this card is special summon, you can add 1 Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. For the rest of this turn, you can only special summon Dark Synchro monsters from your deck. That's fine. The lock is already established. That's fine. The third effect, if this card is used as a Synchro material to Synchro summon Red Dragon Archfiend, you can that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Oh shit! Okay.
That's good.
That's good.
Starter.
That's good.
Starter.
Okay, let's look at the golem guy. Okay, this is the golem guy. This is gonna be. Let me just fucking scroll down. Okay, so this is the golem guy. Demon Peace Golem. What the fudge? Okay, level 5 Dark Fiend, 2100 attack, 0 defense. You can only use each of this card's 1 and 2 and 3 effects once per turn. If this card is in your hand and you control a Fiend Tuner monster, you can activate this effect. Special summon this card. Okay. If this card is special summon, you can activate this effect. Reduce this card's level by up to 2. Okay, interesting. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a Synchro material for a Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it in its text, you can target 1 level 4 lower Fiend monster and give it a special summon. Oh, that's good! That's insane! That gives you back the Crimson Resonator, or gives you back... Oh, it's so good! So that means that makes Vision and this card better for the grind game to get you access to your Soul Resonator, assuming you want your Crimson Gaia to search for something else. Which is something that we struggle with sometimes, where you want to search the trap with the Gaia that's already on the field, but you have to search the Soul. But now this card allows you to not be too concerned about that. That's pretty cool. Okay.
So a quick notice is they're not mega hard locking you. Like
yeah.
Into dark synchros now. So maybe there's a game plan where we don't even use like
okay,
Crimson Resonator is like.
Yeah, so this is-
but
so this is this one now.
Red Rising. It's a buster. It's a buster. It's an assault mode.
Is an assault mode? Okay.
It's a Byst.
Oh wait,
something.
Scar Red Nova Dragon Buster. Okay, so level 12 Dark Dragon special summon effect, attack 4000, defense 3500. This card cannot be normal summoned. It can only be special summoned by the effect of Buster mode. What does Buster mode? Is that assault mode?
Assault mode.
It's
Okay.
assault mode, yeah.
When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can banish this face-up card until the end phase. Banish cards on your opponent's field up to the number of tuner monsters in your graveyard. What the fuck? Okay, when your opponent declares an attack, you can banish this face-up card until the end phase, negate that attack, and end the battle phase. Plus the Blazer, basically. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon one Scarred Red Nova Dragon from your graveyard. Okay, this one's okay. It's
Oh,
not.
wait. It's Scar Red's assault mode. Right?
No,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I didn't know it is.
I think Red Nova Dragon called Star.
Okay, now let's look at this one. This one looks insane.
This looks so cool. This guy's got to be.
No,
good.
it's
Please be
Red
good.
Nova Dragon's assault mode. For some reason, in Japanese,
Wait.
Red Nova Dragon is Scar Red Nova Dragon.
Wait,
Yeah.
so OG Red
Yeah.
Nova Dragon?
Yeah, Scar Red Nova Dragon is Red Nova Dragon.
I mean, Red Nova was always considered anyway because the new Earthbound guy.
The Crimson King? This is called the Crimson King.
There's no
Yeah, the-
way.
What? Level 8 Dark Dragon Synchro. Attack 3000, defense 2500. That's another Dragon's Mind target. That's pretty damn good. Materials. One tuner, one or more non-tuner dark monsters, which is fine. That's Scarred is the same stuff. You can only use each of this card's effect 1 and 2 effects once per turn. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can add one card from your deck to your hand that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend in its tech. This inserts Gaia? Oh my god, this is so good! This is insane! Holy shit, okay, that's awesome. Okay, when your opponent activates their monster effect, you can banish his face-up card until the end phase. Special summon one Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck as if it were Synchro summon. That monster's attack is doubled and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Okay.
Oh,
The second effect is okay, but the fact that you can make this with anything and just Gaia, that's insane. Because what this means is now there's a bit more synergy with. Well, not more synergy because you always had synergy, but I think. How can this be utilized? Let me see. Because if this card is Synchro summon, you can add one card dimension from your deck to your hand that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend in its card text. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish this face-up card until the end phase. Special one Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. You know what this means? This means that going second, you can make this, and then tag it out to summon out your RDA, and then the guy will then can search you a heavy storm. So into a board, this is better. Because that means that Gaia doesn't have to search a heavy storm. This can search a heavy storm, which is what I was asking for to begin with.
right. Yeah, the what's it called? The Red Security or Scarlet Security? I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that's insane. So that means now you can start without your soul summon, and then you can go into either Bystial or whatever, and Vision. Vision can search Gaia. That can search the back row heavy storm. Heavy storm. It can be destroyed. Your guy, right? Okay, it's applicable. It's applicable, but it's not busted. But it's applicable. Okay, so it's okay.
I mean, the deck's super consistent now, and you're not
Yeah.
burnt on your normal summon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is gonna be the other guy. This is
What's
gonna
the
be
Blazer look like?
this guy. This guy looks pretty cool too. Look at the mask on his face. The fuck? Looks like a fucking.
Wait, what if it's a floodgate? What if it's like a good
Oh my
floodgate?
God.
I think it might be.
Oh my god! I hope you guys are enjoying this because this is pretty cool, man. There's new support for RDA. This past 2 weeks I've been playing RDA. It's just so fun. Okay. Okay, so Crimson Blade Dragon. Level 7, Dark Dragon Synchro. Attack 2400, defense 2600. Materials, Resonator, Tuner. Okay, so this is more specific, which is understandable. It's perfectly fine. So that means it's busted because it's based off the archetype. Okay, so
So they don't want it to be used generically.
yeah. Okay, plus one or more non-tuner monsters. This card is treated as Crimson Blader. Oh, what the hell? For rulings,
Oh,
okay.
the assault mode.
Okay.
Please.
You can only use this card's first effect once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can choose one level 8 or higher monster from your deck or graveyard that cannot be normal summon set, and either add it to your hand or special summon it.
Oh, RDA bridges into assault mode now as well.
Holy
That switches to
crap.
Crimson Blader assault mode, and that's full assault mode setup.
Yeah. Wait. But it says it negates its effects. No. Okay. If this card is synchro summoned, you can choose one level 8 or higher monster from your deck or graveyard that cannot be normal summon set, and either add it to your hand or special summon it with its effects negated. So I'm assuming it's ignoring its summoning conditions. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes.
Right? The second effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a level 5 or higher monster, you can destroy that monster. That's not bad. I think the applicability will be with the first effect, the bridging, but we'll see. Okay, so this card, I think this is what I want to know. This one, I want to know what this one is. Let's see. 'Cause this card looks fucking cool. Excuse my language.
So far it's not as exciting as I thought it was.
Okay, let's see.
Because there's no new end board pieces per se.
Yeah, I mean, the
Wait,
consistency.
maybe we can reliably set up. Super
Oh my god, the fuck is the name, which is the name of this card in the way it's translated. So the way it's translated is called Crimson Hellclaw. He's going to hell, bro. Holy shit. Okay, it's a normal spell. Okay, it's a normal spell. You can only activate one card with this name per turn. Okay, so that's 2 effects. The first effect, add one level 4 lower fiend type monster from your graveyard to your hand. If you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentioned it in its text, you can choose the monster to add from your deck. Okay, so this is Gaia basically. This is basically Gaia.
Wait, what? Wait, what'd you say that second? So you can search from deck if you control RDA?
Yeah, so if you control RDA, you can add from deck. But initially, you add from grave.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, I think the second effect is going to be good.
Name. RDA or a single monster with its name listed, I think it is.
Yeah, so, yes. I'll just reread it. First effect. Add one level 4 or lower fiend type monster from your graveyard to your hand. If you control RDA or a synchro monster that mentions it in its text, you can add it from your deck instead. So it's basically Gaia.
I mean, wait, that means you can reliably get like Overloop now if you didn't have it. So I
Yeah,
think
if
we
you
can
didn't have access to it.
Okay, the next
I
one.
think that means you can make like
the
Red
sound of the
Supernova.
Conqueror.
Okay, okay.
Probably.
Alright, so the second effect. At the end of the damage step, if your Buster monster or RDA attacked, you can banish this card from your graveyard. That attacking monster can make a second consecutive attack.
Okay.
Actually,
Or whatever.
that can come up because there are some instances where you have to attack with RDA, but then you don't get the effect to flip everything face down with Crimson Gaia. But this allows for that to happen, which is okay. I mean, it's a card's okay. I thought it'd be better than it was, but okay. The last card, please be fucking insane.
Trap card.
I'm pretty sure it's a trap card.
It is
Hopefully.
a trap.
I wonder if it's gonna be another like quick. I wonder if it's gonna be like a searchable synchro call.
Okay, here we go. The last card. The last card of RDA. Let's see. All right, here we go. Rumble of the Conqueror. What the fuck? Normal trap. It's a trap. Okay. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, you can only activate one card with this name per turn. If your opponent special summons 10 or more monsters this turn, what the fuck? Is that like a double Nibiru? They cannot activate effects in response to this card's activation. Apply the following effects based on the number of monsters your opponent special summon this turn. Okay, one or more. Special summon one dark synchro monster from your graveyard or that is banished. Okay, that's red zone. Okay. Second one, 3 or more. Until the end of your next turn, RDA monsters in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. That's insane.
That's good.
That's so good.
Really good.
Okay, so 5 or more. Change all monsters on your opponent's field face down in defense position. What the fuck?
That's cool.
That's Nibiru. Instead of having to play Nibiru, we just flip this on 5 or more summons. 5 or more summons, book everything. Dude, this is better than fucking Golem, bro. Shit, this is so good. Okay, this strat's pretty good. I like this strat. Because it's basically the same concept as like Nibiru, where they have to be really careful on how many summons they have. And all of your stuff is protected because you can protect it with like, whether you, I don't know. Okay, this support isn't broken, but it's enough to elevate the deck from what it was. Because we already have pretty good support. But like stuff like this trap is nice. That means we can cut Golem and we can put this instead because this is far better, it seems. It just gives you immunity.
Continuous trap? Is it continuous trap or is it normal?
It's a normal trap. It's a normal trap. So you can keep recycling it though. So you can keep adding it back, which is a good thing.
So, one thing that's noteworthy, as I mentioned, these new cards don't have any hard Dark Dragon Synchro locks, only Dark Synchro locks, which means you could technically make Gen X. If that's worth it,
Well, I don't know, because we're all dark. So, like, you know?
You wouldn't have the other attributes.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the other attributes. I mean, the most you'll have fire. You have fire and dark at most.
Oh, yeah. The Vice Dragon's dark.
Yeah. Okay, it's not bad. Not bad. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. Okay. Well, anyways, that's gonna be it. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you guys. Fucking hell, that's pretty cool. Today was a good day, bro. Fucking hell. See you.